You know, it's the first game of the series, so you want to get off to a good start. So it's important that they just continue in the manner that they're going.
Yeah, so we look around and we see the number 9 for Pakistan. And we're just trying to see if we can sort Sylvester
Anwar.
In a moment. Yes, we'll give you some action in terms of what's going to be happening. As soon as we can be able to just get in a little bearings here, Sylvester, to get my my computer pulled up so I can get onto the scorecard. Say good morning to all of the listeners and the viewers who are following West Indies cricket. West Indies men's team going down by 1 run in St. George's Grenada. A little painful task there for them, but Anwar is going to move away now to bowl to Williams. Williams on driving down the ground. She's hitting this ball sweetly, Sylvester. She looks good, looks an accomplished player.
She's very, very accomplished, especially when the ball is a middle and leg. She has good balance and timing is excellent. It's just for her now to pick the gaps, and they definitely will have some beautiful runs.
Looking to go on. We'll wait for a little while now and see in terms of what's happening. Here comes Anwar, the right-arm medium-pace bowler for Pakistan A team. Is in now to bowl to Boyce. Boyce is fishing at one outside the line of the off stump. That's good line, good groping line, a good take by the Pakistan captain and wicketkeeper, Sidra Nawaz. So the West Indies and Pakistan, their captains are 2 wicketkeepers. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Sun peeping out here, and the clouds just moving to the south of us. Anwar is in now to bowl to Boyce. Boyce is the smallest tearing this. There's no slip, and down to the third man boundary for 4. Pakistan, as Sylvester said, will be guilty of not starting with a slip, and the third man had a lot of running to do, couldn't get across. And this fast outfield here, really lovely outfield here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, that sped away for a boundary.
Yeah, I mean, on my way up, coming to the factory grounds, there was a lot of rain. When I came up now to the ground and see the outfield, I must say that the groundsmen, the ground staff, they're doing a wonderful job. Outfield is pretty quick as well. You can see the ball running and racing on the outfield. So you get good reward for your shots.
Certainly. And here is Boyce just whipping this beautifully past the bowler, splitting the mid-on and the mid-off, down to the boundary for 4. That's a beautiful shot. That's a well-timed shot. Hit with some power and authority. Second boundary in the over. And umpire, looks like Christopher Taylor. You should have that one right, Sylvester?
Yes, that's Christopher.
Yes, from Jamaica. Just coming across. A little extravagant. Went a little wide and just waved his hands away. Want to say good morning to all of the umpires, Peter Nero and company. The sun peeping through here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, despite the challenges of the weather maybe lurking around. It's West Indies cricket, and my name is Vernon Springer. I've got Sylvester Joseph on the right of me. Here is Boyce scooping this one in the air, giving her hand away, Sylvester. She back turned in her hand there, rather than being straight and getting a little fancy. West Indies losing their first wicket, Sylvester. Their first wicket with the score. Boyce going for not being able to pick the score up there quickly. How much did she get there, Sylvester?
She has 15 from 11 balls.
Wow. So Boyce will be a little disappointed, Sylvester, getting out in that manner. Bat turned in her hand. You could see that earlier clock. And you got to be so careful. You got to be as straight as possible.
Yeah, I mean, they scoring pretty quickly. I don't see the reason or the need for playing across that delivery. You can see when Anwar bowled the ball like just about off some going away from them, the ball, they have a bit of difficulty. But that one wasn't really in the slot for that. That one was about off stump, and she plays across the ball, and it seems to me like it was a bit slow as well. So it just lobbed there easy, as we call it, a giveaway. It looked like you just give away a hand, but she just plays across the ball. I mean, they were playing the ball pretty straight, and they were scoring pretty easily. So I don't know the reason or the need for a shot like that. So that was unfortunate. and very fortunate for Pakistani getting an early wicket after you inserted the opposition.
Well, the thing about it is that she had already hit 2 boundaries in the over, Sylvester, and in her innings so far, she was caught Agisa Zafar, bowled Tariq, Mahim Tariq. So Tariq is the bowler from the, as we would consider it to be, the Sir Curtly Ambrose end. Curtly doing commentary in the West Indies South Africa series, one-day series. Say good morning to all of the folks here. So we look around and we see in terms of what's happening. So here is the new batsman for the West Indies, Ganjabi, Sylvester, coming out for the West Indies. So the West Indies losing a very early wicket. And at a stage when they really, as Sylvester said, there was no real need for them to be getting out that there. 32 on the board, Sylvester. And you certainly don't want to, that opening stand. And 5 overs bowled so far, 32 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, the runs rate is not the scoring rate is not a problem. It looks, you have a few good deliveries, but you expect that early on in the innings, but you have some beautiful shots as well, some good composed batting. So as I said, it's just that for them to stay focused and doing the basics and the simple things, consistently. And this is what I think that the West Indies people want to see, the West Indies fans, that these guys are, executing the skills in very simply, and they will get the reward, and they are getting the reward. The scoring rate is not a problem.
32 without 1, 32 for 1. Rashida Williams, off spinner now for Pakistan, coming into the attack. So Pakistan have decided now, Sylvester, that they're going to use their slow bowlers very, very, very quickly, mix up the attack to the West Indies. Rashida Williams, she's on 13 balls faced so far. Off spinner for Pakistan, back and more or less tugging that, but hitting it down to long on, picking up an easy single. West Indies goes up to 33 for 1. Williams goes up to 14, and Mangro. We're getting some little changes here, Sylvester. Make sure you get that worked out for me, Sylvester. Is that Mangro?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, numbers
good.
with them.
Okay, so Mangro originally has come in at the number 3, a little short, like a dapper player.
Yeah, she reminds me of Campbell.
Yeah, comes quietly forward. Can't score. So Mangro, she's age 21, right arm off spinner, right arm off break bowler. Yeah, so this is another young one the West Indies will be investing in. But she looks like she's a busy player already. You could see her urgency. And now Pakistan have listened to Sylvester Joseph. They brought in the slip. Off spinner comes in, both toes, he's back and looking to punch that, cramping her more or less for room. Bowling between wicket and wicket, Sylvester, 33 for 1.
Yeah, but I can see a vast improvement from the West Indies batters so far in terms of their looking to rotate the strike. They're picking the gaps and they're running the first one hard. So if they can continue, that will be a good plus, and a good sight, I think, for the management team and coach, my good friend Cody Walsh. It's good to see that they look interested in rotating the strike.
So Mangro is off the mark with a ball which she just flicked into the square leg area. It now brings Rashada Williams back into strike. She's on 15 balls, 1 boundary so far. Good strike rate so far. So she's have to be able to back through the entire inning. She's back and sort of cramped her. Sylvester, she almost ran herself out. The umpire really didn't call overs yet, but she playing the ball and was just nonchalantly just walking down the wicket. And the Pakistan fielder just had to let her know the game is not called yet. The umpire didn't say over.
Yeah, I was wondering if she was the umpire. She was batting and still umpiring that.
This is a good one. So it looked as if, Sylvester, that we would have had Aim Anwar, who would have bowled the last over. Sure, I would have maybe got it right, the off spinner.
Yeah.
And Pakistan captain, as we look here, ringing the changes. Sidra Nawaz, the wicketkeeper. She's massive boundary here, Sylvester. Oh my gosh, I really thought that they could have brought in the boundaries here. In this CG insurance T20 series being played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. But I guess, Sylvester, they're working out that these ladies have got stronger these days. Who you have coming up here now, Sylvester, for Pakistan? We're just waiting to see if we can be able to get the numbers.
Number 23, Michael Jordan.
And it is Kainat Imtiaz, another medium pacer. So what they seem to be doing, Sylvester, bowling the medium pacers from the Sir Curtly Ambrose end and the spinners from the Sir Andy Roberts end. Imtiaz comes in now to bowl to Mangru. Mangru is just turning this into the short mid-wicket area and picking up an easy single. Good calculated cricket, because she knows that Rashada Williams is the player who's been in there for a while. But she looks a little busy player, the 21-year-old.
Yeah, and I'm impressed so far. She's looking to rotate the strike. Yeah, she just came in and she doesn't want to be there just blocking out. She's definitely looking to rotate the strike and get the scoreboard ticking. Oh my God!
Lovely shot by Williams again. Stroking the ball nicely, Sylvester. You can see that good, nice straight back to a lovely sound. She's a little tall player, a little elegant, but there's just something about her. There's anything between middle and leg. Trust me, she looks very, very, very organized. Yeah,
she's also playing to her strength. She knows that her strength is straight, and she keep on doing that. I think she should get a few.
She just put up her hand there to say to Kainat Imtiaz that I was not ready yet. Mid on, mid off. Backward point cover. More or less have two covers, more or less, mid on, mid off. Short mid wicket. Third man on the final leg. Here is Williams back and punching that past cover. We'll get a couple of runs here. Paxton Fielder is after it, and they come back. Just look at Mangru in her paths just running down there, Sylvester. This is always the hardest part for women, moving with that urgency very quickly to get across. They pick up a couple of runs there that would be able to notch the score up very quickly. 37. Williams goes to 16. 16 to Williams. Should be 16. Well, dot ball right there from Imtiaz.
She's 19.
It should be 19.
Yeah.
I'm following from my scoreboard on my computer, so maybe, Sylvester, I'll have to quick up and look up very quickly on the scoreboard and maybe start keeping some notes very quickly in terms of what's happening. We relax now as Imtiaz comes in. Down the onside to Williams. Oh, and there's a appeal for stumping, Sylvester. But she might be in her crease. I think the keeper, the captain, now has just got a little bit excited. At first, Sylvester, I think she was unsighted, and then she just took the bails off and then appealed. Yeah. Maybe she went the first time. It might have been pretty interesting. A little overbalance there from Rashada Williams.
Yeah, the bowler, appealed. She appealed confidently for probably a caught behind, and then the wicket keeper. Then she appealed for the stumping. So you see the difference.
Bang on target, and Williams just easing a single into the cover area. Good run in there. And look at Mangru. She's scrambling, Sylvester, to the striker's end. She fell down in the pursuit, but she's having a little fun right there. 20 to Williams. Over number 7 comes to an end. And the score will be 38 for 1. The loss of the West Indies A-team captain, Renisa Boyce. She was sent back very early. Something that she really would be maybe very upset with herself about. She was sent back for 17.
Yeah, I mean, the conditions are, from what we're seeing over, the sun is coming out, peeping out. The pitch is in good, excellent condition for batting. It's as a batsman, Springs, you're happy for conditions like this. You're getting good reward for your shots. So it's for you to apply the necessary basics to get off to a long innings.
Williams is 20 according to the scoreboard as your spinner starts a new over for Pakistan. Who we got there, Sylvester? We just had the spinner again. They're ringing the changes here so very quickly, Sylvester. Sidra now as the wicketkeeper. She just went down to just say a little word or two to her. She's in now, bows to Williams. Williams stands up straight and spanks it down to long on, gets an easy single. And they should have done a lot better there, Sylvester. Both the fielder, short mid-wicket, and the bowler should have maybe cut that one off. It was just, in fact, I think that the short mid-wicket is just a little bit too close, and maybe could have been giving herself a little bit room, really, because once the ball hits the practice areas there, it's going to take off. You have to give yourself some room.
Yeah, you have to give William credit. She's timing the ball beautifully. So, you have to be really quick as a fielder to get across there. But her placement was really good. It's good to see the up and down, the rotating of the strike by Williams. Williams looked like a very, talented player, one to look out for the future.
Shamin, another off-spinner, Sylvester. This is her first ball, Ramin Shamin. This is her third delivery. And bang on target to Mangro. So that's going to be pretty critical in terms of what's going on. 21 to Williams. Mangro is on 2. Here is Shamin in out the ball to Mangro. Mangro sweeping. Mangro sweeping. That's a lovely shot, Sylvester. You don't normally see men sweep, and she got out the broom early.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, for you to be a good rotator of the strike springs, you have to have the sweep shot in your repertoire. And these guys are going a little further now with the reverse sweep. These are shots that you can use to rotate the strike, and you have to use these shots these days.
Here is Williams going across the line there, more or less a slug sweep out to mid-wicket, picking up a 22nd run. So, Shamin, bowling from the Sir Andy Roberts end. We want to say good day to all of our viewers. Remember that you listen to West Indies cricket. Very, very important that you understand. It's the CG Insurance T20 series. They're starting off with the A team, Pakistan A team, and the West Indies A team. Shamin comes in out. The ball to Mangro. Mangro is sweeping that one. Came off of something, Sylvester. Either the pad?
Yeah, it seems like the pad.
It was almost
the elbow.
Yeah, it was almost just for a moment they delayed in the appeal. But it maybe might have just come off of the elbow in terms of what's happening. So a good completion over. Completed here. So they're twinkling away, Sylvester, in terms of the overs.
Yeah.
8 overs bowled so far, 41 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's steady going so far. Pretty disciplined. It's kind of intriguing to see, which team is going to get the breakthrough. These two batters, they are trying to build a partnership here for the West Indies team, and to set the foundation for the incoming players. Williams
again is getting a good length delivery and looking to more or less tug it down to mid-on. But this time what I think that has actually happened, Sylvester, is that the Pakistan captain in Sidra Nawaz has asked the mid-on fielder to get a little bit more closer. So she got up there a lot more quicker this time, and pretty interesting field placing there in out the ball to her, and she's whipping that beautifully out to the mid-wicket area into the boundary for 4. That's a lovely shot, Sylvester. Anything between middle and leg, Rashada Williams is going to have a go. She's wearing the number 12, and Christopher Taylor, in his old little elegance, just swoops across with his hands to signal another boundary for the West Indies.
Yeah, good positive shot there by Rashada Williams. That's an area, and when you as a player, you understand your scoring area, your strength and your weakness, and I think she's benefiting from knowing exactly where her strong areas are, and you see the Pakistani captain now realizes that she's very strong on the inside. She plays a lot with a lot of right hand. Even the ball before, where it was straight, when she punched it, you see she pulled it a bit to mid on. I think she could have punched it through like extra cover and mid off. But she plays a lot with her bottom hand, and I guess she understands her strength and she's playing to it, and that's important.
Kainat Imtiaz comes in now to bowl to Rashida Williams. Rashida Williams back and turning this. There's no short mid-wicket now, so the fielder from mid-wicket has to come around. They're thinking about 2. Mangro is thinking about coming back, but I think Williams sort of didn't really put the intensity into the first one, Sylvester, and she's guilty of maybe not picking up 2 runs there.
It's kind of ticklish. I mean, the fielder, came in quickly, and it was a cheeky. I think she would get 1.5.
Well, Mangrove is going to come back. I could say that to you, so you know for sure that Mangrove was going to be shotting coming back for that second run. She's a little accomplished player, 21 years old. Waits for Imtiaz in out the ball too, and she's stroking it beautifully. That's a lovely shot here by Mangrove. She's turning a little blind, but the most important thing is she picked up a couple of runs here as she drove that onto the offside. That's a lovely cricket shot. You feel real nice when you, as a coach, when you see that. That was beautifully hit.
Yeah, but not only a coach. When you're as an ardent cricket fan, when you see players playing in the right manner, and getting the result, it's good for cricket.
Imtiaz comes in now, the ball to Mangrove, into ball to Mangrove. Mangrove comes quietly forward, just plays it right up there to the short extra cover area. Sort of went at that hard, Sylvester. The other one before, she waited on it, and she sort of went hard at that one. Imtiaz, Pakistan seems to have worked something out. They've got their medium pacers from the Sir Curtly Ambrose end and the spinners from the Sir Andy Roberts end. Imtiaz goes past umpire Christopher Taylor, in out the ball to Mangrove. Mangrove is turning this beautifully down to fine leg and picking up an easy single. So we've been able to get 1 run, and the score jots up very quickly as over number 9 completed. 49 for 1, Sylvester, 9 overs. At the end of your spell, Sylvester, we'll have Mally Richards stepping into the hot seat, as both of us will have to carry the commentary for these 2 games today. But we'll have some fun. We won't have to worry about anything. West Indies trickling away very nicely. 49 for 1 in this opening encounter of the CG Insurance T20 series. Rashida Williams has got a good start so far, 25 of 27 balls with 2 boundaries, and she just needs to go from strength to strength, Sylvester.
Yeah, definitely. She is the one that has been there from the start, and she has to propel the West Indies to a very good total. She's looking good. She has to continue in it as long as possible.
Here is Mango just chipping this down the ground, down to long on, picking up her 7th run. 50 comes up for the West Indies. Should be 50 runs, 50 up for the West Indies. So not bad, 9.1 over, Sylvester.
No, it's not bad. And she have a very competent partner who is really, turning over the strike and giving her the opportunity to.
Here is Rashida Williams, just getting a little frustrated there, Sylvester. So you see she went across the line of the ball right there, rather than just straight. As compared to Mangrove, who just decided to use her feet and hit that down to long on with her top hand. Here is Williams going more or less with the bottom hand, the right hand, but in the end she got a single, so all is still well. Williams still hitting away. She's 26 and Mangrove is on 7. Back and turning this one. I know Sylvester is going to love Mangrove. She's playing knock-a-ball 1-1, as you would say in the days. Just knocking it around there very, very, very quickly.
Well, she's doing what is required at the moment. She's the one that rotates the strike and give William, the opportunity to be the more attacking and aggressive player. And William, she's capable. I think this is a good combination here, Springs.
Ramin Shamin, bowling from the Sir Andy Robertson. Stop start, off break bowler, comes in out the bowl to Williams. Williams back and just turning it. This is good positive cricket here by the West Indies. And what has actually happened, they've put some pressure on the Pakistan team. And now Shamin is saying, listen, we have too many fielders on the offside. One has to come over and cut that single out because I'm bowling off spin. And the captain responding very quickly, Sidra Nawaz, has made the change. Let's see if that will work out. Fielders now on the right side of the umpire, Christopher Taylor at square leg. And the mid-wicket comes a little bit more closer. So pretty interesting field. Here is... don't want to say that Mangrove gave her a hand away in Sylvester. She tried to use her feet and then the bat sort of turned into her hand and gave a comfortable catch back to Rami and Shamin. She'd be very disappointed about that, Sylvester.
Yeah, she tried to, I think, played with that ball through like mid-on instead of getting to the pitch. She went down the track, chip a bit and get to the pitch. But I think she tried to play across, instead of hitting it straight down to mid-off. And That is what an off spinner is bowling. When an off spinner bowling, that is what you look for. When you look to drive and bowl and card. So that was a perfect off spinner's wicket. That's a good wicket. I think that's a good wicket for Pakistan too, Springs. Because these two were just getting on the bike. They were just getting busy. They were picking up the pace. The bowlers, and they were rotating the strike pretty well, Springs.
Certainly. So the West Indies losing their second wicket, and Mango caught and bowled by Ramin Shamin for 8 of 14 balls. Rashada Williams is on 27 not out. West Indies losing a wicket that they certainly didn't need to lose. Sylvester Joseph takes a little breather. 53 for 2. Ramin with still one delivery into this over. Partnership so far, and join us. A good morning to Mali Richards. Partnership so far this morning, 32 between Boyce and Williams, and then 21 between Mangro and Williams also. Mangro will be a little disappointed the way she got out. Over number 10 completed. The West Indies, after being inserted by the Pakistan A team, they're 53 for 2, and I'm sure they certainly wouldn't mind the position that they're in. As I say, good morning to Marley Richards. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Springs, and good morning to all the listeners around the region and wherever in the world you may be.
Thanks very much, Marley, for sharing the spotlight. Thank you to Sylvester for supporting West Indies cricket in a very big way, and more so women's cricket. You've been impressed so far, Marley?
Yeah, I've been actually with both teams. We've seen good techniques from both sets of players here. What's also great to note is that we're watching a sport grow before our eyes. The West Indies A team here. West Indies being able to produce an A team is just great to see. It shows that the talent pool is expanding, and hopefully in the future we see this trickle down to the youth level, where we host our youth female tournaments and create the next generation of West Indian women's players.
So we banking away now. Mal Richards just making a point there. Beautiful outswinger there. The appeal for caught behind. Christopher Taylor is not interested. Not Sylvester Mali.
Yeah, I mean, good areas here from Tariq coming back into the attack here. They've done really well, the Pakistan A team, in terms of curving the scoring rate. The West Indian openers came out and they were showing real positive intent, and ever since the loss of Captain Boyce, we've seen the intensity in the batting kind of go down a little bit, but they're still hanging in, and with Williams at the crease, anything is possible.
Tariq bowling with a little bit good pace here. Mahim Tariq, good take by the wicketkeeper. Sidra Nawaz, captain and wicketkeeper, in the number 22. Get ourselves organized, working up some pace here. Mahim Tariq, very aggressive, and she might be the strongest and one of the tallest players out there for the Pakistan team.
Oh, it looks that way. Looks that way, Vern. They've done really well. We saw the scoring rates earlier. West Indies going at above 100, and now they've pegged Rashada Williams back to 82.9, so they're doing a very good job.
Vincent is not. Waits for Tariq down the onside. The umpire will signal a wide, and straight away she just acknowledges that she was just trying something a little bit different there. Rachel Vincent has come in and has sort of not got into the busy mood yet. Rashada Williams has looked beautiful. She's looked good so far. 27. She opened with Boyce, 27, 31 balls, 2 boundaries, and she would have to know that she'd have to do most of the work. Here was Vincent driving, ricocheted off of the bowler, and he was able to pick up her first run. So Vincent will feel quite comfortable that she's finally off the mark.
Yeah, but this is T20 cricket, and you can't afford to waste deliveries. Can't afford to have too many dot balls. The West Indies still have 8 wickets in the hutch, but they need to up the intensity here. I'd say, Vern, they need to show a more positive intent. Pakistan still has a ring field, which shows that they're pretty comfortable with what they're doing, and they don't feel that the West Indian batters can particularly hurt them at this point in time. So in order to put up a competitive total here on what looks like a pretty good wicket, West Indies will have to up the intent.
Well, I think I might have maybe made an error, my buddy. Vincent is now getting off the mark. I've got it right. Rashida Williams would have been the one who would have picked up that single.
Yeah. Vincent's a slightly bigger of the two, I think.
Yes. Yes, Rachel Vincent. She is the right-hander. She's on the non-strikers end, and Rashida Williams wearing the number 12. So Vincent wearing the number 83 just got off the mark. And finally, Rashida Williams was on 28. She doesn't need to get frustrated, Mali. She has another 8 overs comfortably where she can bat, and she can maybe get a decent score here. Back and just turning this down the onside. Is she looking for 2 here? The fine leg fielder from Pakistan comes off there very quickly. 1 bounce into Nawaz. And the ground feeling so far has been excellent, Mali.
Yeah, it has been. They've gotten to the bars really quickly. They've prevented the West Indian batsmen from turning, the 1.5s into 2s, and they've shown they've been really energetic around the field. What I'll say though, just to pick up on something that Sylvester said earlier, it's an opportunity here, especially for both sets of players. With the senior team also playing, it's an opportunity for them to put in good performances and hopefully push these players as well, to try and get into the team.
Well, you would know, Mali, that this is something which, Cricket West Indies maybe has been searching for a period of time to be able to get a second team. Most people felt that, you had like one set of girls, one set of young ladies, and, you really didn't have a feeding system come true. Since the new coach, Courtney Walsh has taken over, there's been at least 2-3 camps, and so they have at least 29 to 30 ladies here in Antigua and Barbuda training. So this is also a good opportunity for Pakistan, because Pakistan itself will be looking to blood a couple of young players also. So it's the growth is important, and you always want to have that. And
just looking at Williams here batting as well, from what we've seen, so far, she must be pushing, the other batters in the senior women's team, because she looks pretty organized and is, a pretty balanced and technical player.
She's 29 at the moment, getting her 38th run as she hits it down to long on. All of the hours of hitting some balls with batting coach Robert Samuels, Steve Liebert, really paying off now. She would know that she has to carry on. 11 overs bowled.
That's important that you say that. Carrying on. And we've seen this with a few West Indian batters at this stage, 30 odd, tend to give it away.
Shamin into ball to Vincent. Vincent stretching for that one there, off spinner. Ramin Shamin is bowled beautifully so far, Mali.
Yeah, she's varied her pace really well. The batters have tried to use their feet, but they haven't really gotten under many deliveries, and she's doing a very good job. We're back, I think.
And here is Vincent Mali playing right across the line of the ball. Good flight to delivery. Sorry for that. Seems as if we just had a little break right there in transmission.
Yeah.
But we've been able to get that one out. Playing right across the line of the delivery. Nice flight to delivery from the off spinner. And going right across, hitting, really was in no man's land. We were better off maybe hitting the ball straight.
Yeah, I mean, on that shot, she just chose the wrong one. To play that
in the end, was bowled all over the shop. Shamin picking up her wicket. Second wicket so far.
Yeah, I mean, on that one.
Mangrove for a cotton bowl, and now Vincent.
Yeah, she's done really... Oh, gone again. Yeah, she's done really well. Like I said earlier, varying her pace. Varying her line as well, on that last delivery there, the wicket-taking delivery, it was on the line of the stumps. Full. Batsman chose to go across the line. We spoke about that a bit earlier, just not playing straight enough, and managed to hit the off stump, just hit the outside of the off stump, and the West Indies now under more pressure. in terms of upping this scoring rate.
Is this Quiana Joseph who's just come in? I'm trying to pick the number up.
It looks like Gajnabi.
Gajnabi?
Yeah.
You,
The vice captain, Shabika Gajnabi.
what's the number? Let's see as she turns around.
$72.
73. Quiana Joseph.
72.
72. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's Gajnabi. And she's driving beautifully. Nice, elegant shot. She's also the vice captain with the team, so very much organized.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, very, very much impressed with the techniques of the batters that we've seen thus far. You know, it shows that, like we said, that the talent pool is expanding.
Shine comes in out the bowl to Gajami. She was looking to advance there. But Shine is bowled beautifully, Mali, from the Sir Andy Roberts end. And she varies as she bowling. So when she was bowling to Mangro, Mangro, she bowled a different line.
Right.
And so she's adjusting there all the time. And if you don't get to the pitch of her, she's going to put some pressure on you. Picking up 2 wickets so far, 2 for 8.
Yeah, and she just seems...
From her third over.
She just seems to be a step ahead of the West Indian women's batswomen here at this point in time, Vern. You know, on that last delivery, batsman looked to come down, but the ball wasn't quite there, and just had to check it. You know, she's been up to the job thus far. The off spinner from the Sandy Roberts end.
59 for 3. We're in over number 12. Some 2 extras so far, and just to give you an idea that Rashida Williams. Punching that one down the ground, guess can't score.
I think it's key that Rashida Williams actually bats the full 20 now, Vern. What do you think?
Certainly, she has to go on, and I think the scoreboard. Silver, I don't know what you think, Mali, but I'm seeing a little change here. 72 is Ganjabi, and
it's Williams on strike.
Well, I think the scoreboard, somebody has made a complete mistake here, but we'll get back to that as Williams back and looking to pull this one around and out to the mid-wicket area, getting a single. They've completely got me bamboos here, my brother, because on my computer here they've got Rashid Williams bowled and Vincent batting still.
Wow.
Really, which should be Vincent is the one that really should be out.
Yeah, because Williams is number 12, right?
Yes.
Right, so she's still there.
She's still there. So somebody needs to correct that. I don't know who is listening.
But on our scoreboard here in the ground, it's correct.
But the scoreboard and the computer,
Yeah.
which I'm following for the meantime, the information that is coming up, it's really off. So I have to get that sorted out very quickly. In the meantime, we got Tariq, who's bowling with some real genuine pace, really working up some steam here. Back of the length delivery to Ganjabi, and she's upset with herself that she really maybe didn't maximize a better shot there.
Yeah, she's bowling that hard length, that hard back of a length, and which is quite hard to hit. You know, especially for a new batsman coming in, trying to get acclimatized to conditions, trying to find the pace and the bounce of this wicket. She's doing a very good job. She's not over-experimenting. She's just doing the basics really well here.
Tariq from the Circuit Leambros end on a lovely sunny day here in St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Goes past Empire Christopher Taylor now in out the bowl to Gajib, that rushed her a little bit there before she was throwing the shot. He hit the splice. And as Mali said, she's hitting the deck real hard with this 5-ounce ball. I think I walked with one, Mali.
Yeah, she looks really strong. Yeah. Strongly built as well.
You know, from the men's section, the Pakistanis, they've always produced some big, strong, fast bowlers.
They produce fast bowlers like, I don't know, man, it's like they've got a factory just producing fast bowlers, just keep coming off the conveyor belt.
The Pakistan Super League, T20 League, there were so many young ones playing. Here is Williams giving a hand away, back and cracking a short delivery, but just hit that straight to cover. Good, excellent catch there by the fielder at cover. And the Pakistani women team, A team, they're celebrating because they've got the big wicket that they would want. Finally, Rashida Williams getting a little frustrated and losing her shape.
Yeah, you know, you would have thought she would have, you know, looked to bat through, but you also understand this is a T20 game and you've got to score. It's just execution on that delivery there that let her down. The fast bowler hitting that back of the length once again, hitting that splice, and just producing clean catch by the fielder at the conveyor belt.
The Pakistan Super League, T20 League, there were so many young ones. Losing Williams giving a hand start, Mali. Some 4 wickets down now for the West Indies, and almost they have to, as you would say, consolidate.
Yeah, it's consolidation while also looking to score. It's just the nature of the game. Sometimes what we see in the men's version is teams just go hard. You either get bowled out for 90 or you score 180. And if it doesn't go your way, you just move on to the next day. But here it seems like this is a bit of development as well going on here. So you want to see the players actually thinking about what they're doing, assessing the conditions, and working out possibly what's a good score that they could possibly defend.
So, left-handed batsman comes in to strike. Wait for a while as Tariq comes away now, and looking to go hard again at the delivery. Over number 12 completed as we get them over number 13. 61 for 4. West Indies losing their way a little bit, Mali.
Yeah, and I think what we need to see now is the development of the West Indian batsmen in the region all round, but in the women here in particular. What I've noticed over the years is that a lot of female players, especially in this setup, get to 30 and 40 and not necessarily go on. I can only think of possibly 3 players in the West Indian setup that get big runs, can score 50s and 100s. That's a Stephanie Taylor or a Dottin or a Hayley Matthews. I think now what we need to do is expand the talent pool of players that can push these players to even be better. But what we've seen from Rashida Williams thus far bodes well for the future. Vernon.
Left-handed batsman in Quiana Joseph has just come in, and so Ganjabi is on 1 as we speak. 61 for 4. 61 for 4. The West Indies 13 overs bowled, so some 7 overs still to go. And this time, this is the first medium pacer that will be bowling from the Sir Andy Roberts end. We've not been able to pick the number up. Mali will quickly come up with that as soon as we can find that, because her hair is long enough.
23. Looks like 23.
It's covering her, as we would say.
Yeah, it's Imitaz.
So she's switched now from the Sir Curtly Ambrose end to the Sir Andy Roberts end. And the captain here for the Pakistan women's A team, Sidra Nawaz, she's moving around her feelers, and it's almost like you're
ringing the changes.
Yeah,
mixing up the bowlers really well.
There. This is the first left-handed player that we've seen today for the West Indies women team, and she looks around, looks very powerful. Sort of remind me of Mr. Pope from St. Vincent. I've got that one, Bouncing. Good one.
Yeah.
Sort of look. Let's see what's going to be happening. She's looking to spank that, and Pakistan, they're bowling onto the offside and bringing up the third man, taking out the square leg out to the deep square leg area. Third man is now coming up into a short third man, more or less. So Nawaz is really looking to put the pressure here on the West Indies. Quiana Joseph, and she's driving but can't score. She looks like she's a powerful player.
Yeah, high backlift. Very high backlift, but gets the hands through the ball and hits it quite cleanly thus far. Just hasn't managed to find the gaps.
Not as yet. We'll wait and see in terms of what's going to be happening. 61 for 4. They'll be looking to try to see if they could be able to still, playing inside the line of that one. Missed it completely.
Yeah, seemed to just run her fingers over that one there, Vern. Just slightly slower. Realised that possibly this batsman likes the ball coming on. From what we've seen from the first 2 deliveries, she really looks like she likes the deliveries coming onto her at good pace, and the bowler once again just one step ahead of her.
Imtiaz comes in now to bowl to Quiana Joseph, and Quiana Joseph is just turning this onto the onside, picking up an easy single. Good control cricket shot there, so that's good. At least she been able to get a single. You want to always get off the mark and get a single, so that's very important. The West Indies opening partnership so far between Boyce and Mangro, Williams in fact, shared Rashida Williams, came up to a point there where they lost their first wicket at 32, their second at 53 for 2, their third 59 for 3, and their fourth 61 for 4. We're now up to 62 for 4, and we're into over number 14.
Shows you just how well this Pakistan A team has done to pull it back. They've really curbed this run rate and really in control now of what's going on.
Punjabi is hoisting this one down to long on, getting an easy single. So this over, Mali, they've only been able to get 2 runs out of this over as the over comes to an end. Over number 14 being bowled, and the West Indies would close out on 63 for 4. Where do they go from here?
Well, I mean, they've still got to be looking to put pressure on these bowlers. You know, they at this point in time, they're trying to recover from the loss of quick wickets. So you can understand the consolidation possibly taking place. But these two have to also look to knock the ball around. It's not all about 4s or even 6s. You know, they've got to be looking to score 1s off most deliveries and also try and turn 1s into 2s, push these Pakistan A fielders and try and put pressure on the bowlers to bowl into their areas where they can capitalize.
Kayanet Imtiaz, 3 overs, no maidens, 15 runs, no wickets. Tariq, who will complete her spell, 4 not 26-2. Here is Punjabi just going for a big shot, losing her shape. I don't think she's that kind of player. So you could see that, and her left foot didn't get out to the pitch of the ball. Lucky enough for her, it didn't carry down to the third man boundary, but she got a single. And a single is maybe sometimes what you need.
I think she missed out. I think she kind of missed out there, Vern, actually. One of the few deliveries we've seen pitched up necessarily by this bowler, and she kind of missed out by taking her eyes off the ball.
64 for 1. Here is Joseph just whipping this beautifully onto the leg side. A fielder from mid-wicket area coming in nicely. And he got a comfortable single, so the score goes up to 65. 65 for 4, the West Indies A team. And Tariq moving away, is really moving in with some good pace so far. 2 for 27. As Mali said, this is a development process, this is a development game. And you always want to see development taking place all around the world. Sometimes we don't feel that it is equally distributed and everything. Short delivery. And then again, Punjabi losing her shape. She's not this kind of player, Mali. You can see that. She looks like she's somebody who comes and stroke the ball, and she's really playing out of context.
And I like what I'm seeing from Tariq here as well. It just shows that she's always thinking, you know, she realized, hey, on that delivery that Gajnabi edged down to the third man fielder down there, she missed out. You know, she missed her length, and she possibly could have paid for that. And so on the next delivery, she goes back to her hard back of her length and just concedes 1.
Here's Guyana Joseph driving through cover. The West Indies searching for a boundary. Will they get one here? No, the Pakistan fielder is after it and they will save it. But they comfortably can come back for 3 runs. And Punjabi just mustering around to just pick up the strike.
I like the look of Williams here. Vern, she seems to time the ball quite nicely. You know, her head's quite still, and she's got a high back lift, but that also aids her power. So she looks quite good thus far.
You mean in terms of Joseph?
Kiana Joseph.
Kiana Joseph.
Yeah.
Yes. And she looks like she's an aggressive player too. It looks like if once she makes proper connection with the ball, it stays hit.
Yep.
Kanjanabi from Ghana, the vice captain. Oh, she gets a beauty. Where did Tariq find that from? It's got some pace in it.
Yeah, you've been saying, man, she's bowling that hard back of a length, running in for her team here, and she's putting in an impressive performance. Got
some good carry there, good bounce and carry. 68 for 4 into over number 15. And Maham Tariq working up some pace here from the Circuit Ambrose end. What an opportunity. This is a real major exposure here for women's cricket. short delivery. And Gajnabi smacking that tennis shot bounce more or less out to the mid-wicket fielder.
That's the Serena Williams backhand there, Vern. But once again, sticking to her strengths. It's been, going well for her, bowling that hard back of a length, and she's just stuck to that. And they've had the field set in the boundary riders in the right positions, and yeah, they're in full control, allowing the West Indian batters to hit the ball where they want to, where they've got protection.
So the end of over number 15, and the Pakistan women team just moving around nicely. Looks as if it will be Imtiaz continuing still.
Yeah.
3 not, 15 not.
To finish up.
To finish her spell, more or less. Captain for the Pakistan women team was the wicketkeeper, Sidra Nawaz. On the offside, you have a short third man, point, cover. Mid cover. Here is Kashnabi. Stroking this one more or less down to long on. In fact, walking a single quite comfortably.
The Pakistan A team will be very happy with this. West Indies just scoring ones, score 71 for 4. Overs rapidly running out. They'd be very happy with the position they're in at this point in time.
See a dark cloud just here's Kiana Joseph going for a hoik that certainly was not on. Slow delivery outside the line of the off stump and going across the line of the ball rather than thinking about just heading the ball through cover. The groundsmen here getting themselves into position in terms of there's a little a cloud just mustering over Mali, but in the meantime the West Indies have lost their 5th wicket. Kiana Joseph, no need for that shot. The ball was pitched on or about the line of the off stump and she was going across the line of the ball. Slow delivery.
Yep.
And the wicketkeeper Sidra Nawaz took a quite comfortable catch to give Imtiaz her 1st wicket.
Once again, really astute game awareness from Imtiaz. Kiana Joseph came in, was stroking the ball really nicely. Every time she bowled her full pace, it was stroked really nicely. And she worked out that she was going to start running her fingers over the deliveries and bowl some slower balls. And we saw her bowl her full pace to Gajnabi. As soon as Kiana Joseph came on strike, went right back to her slower delivery and managed to outfox her. And she swiped across the line. Easy catch for the skipper.
Well, Gajnabi, who is the vice captain, she's in strike. We're just waiting to see who is the non-striker that has just come in. Well, West Indies, more or less, they will know that they're still within a good chance of getting even 100. You would want to get a little decent score here.
Yeah, at least 105, 110, give your bowlers something to actually defend. I think that would possibly be quite competitive here today, Vern, if they can manage to get up to 100, 110.
Tariq 5 not 33-2. Here's Gajnabi stroking this down the onside, picking up an easy single. Who
looks like
here?
Fraser.
Okay, so we got Sherian Fraser,
yeah.
who is coming to the number 80.
Yes.
Okay, so Fraser, another left-hander. So Joseph is being replaced by Sherian Fraser. Sherian Fraser is also from Ghana. 21 years old, left-handed batsman. So you got 2 young Guyanese women cricketers at the crease here. Just some overcast conditions here at the Sir Vivacious Stadium. Here is Fraser driving beautifully, suicide single, and had Imtiaz been behind the stump, Fraser would have been in trouble.
Just looking at her face up there, it reminded me of a young Shivnaran Chandapar, actually. Fraser, but yeah, it's just the West Indies here. She's gotten off strike right away, gotten the other batter onto strike, and West Indies here struggling. But we have seen a lot from what we've seen thus far. We've seen a lot to go forward with Vern, and it's only just been the batters,
Gajnabi is getting a delivery. She's looking to punch it, can't beat the field at backward point, and the score just remains on 71 for 5, 71 for 5, and West Indies will know that the objective will be to bat all 20 overs.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a shower.
certainly. And the groundsman moving into position. Here is Ganjabi just punching that down the ground and picking up a single. Over number 16 completed, so that's a good one. And in the meantime, while the umpires and the groundsmen scamper for a little show, I think the rain has broken. Christopher Taylor and his partner have indicated that yes, let's get the covers on, or they're gonna try and muster around. Let's see what's going to be happening. It's going to be a cat and mouse situation.
Looks like they're going to try and get another one in.
No, I think they might be in trouble. How is the wind blowing here?
Seems like it's blowing around at this point in time, not necessarily coming directly, but the covers are coming on. They're going to go off.
So, as we speak, Mali, there's a rain break, and we have a rain break where the West Indies 73 for 5, 73 for 70, in fact 73 with some 4 overs to go, and the rain has just been belting down here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, and the wind picking it up. So the groundsmen, they've got to be very, 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 very particular to be able to control this. Caught them a little bit up by surprise, but they're fighting away with it. And it's always a challenge, Mali. I always admire the groundsmen here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, because the wind that comes here from east to west, and we can pick it up there, it just belts through very quickly, and you don't have a chance.
Yeah.
That's why it is always important that the umpires work with the groundsmen, so it gives them a chance to be able to set up once you come here. But they've done an excellent job here so far.
Yeah, and they've always done an excellent job, you know. With whatever equipment they have, they seem to get the job done, and that's all kudos to them. I think this rain break has possibly given the West Indies A team an opportunity to regroup. Pakistan made all the running since that opening pair were going so well, putting on 30, going at over 100, the strike rate of over 100. The Pakistan A team have managed to arrest that run rate and wrestle this game back in their control. And this rain delay, hopefully we don't lose too much time out of this game. You know, at this point in time, it's 24 deliveries left for the A-team batters, so they'll possibly be thinking 24 deliveries, 2 runs a delivery. We've got 5 wickets in hand. We could possibly get 48 runs, and that would be 48-50 runs, hopefully, and that would be a very competitive total.
And in case you're wondering what is happening here at the North Sound ground here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, rain has halted play for a little while. The West Indies, who were inserted by the Pakistan A team, West Indies are 74 for 5, 16 overs have been bowled. It's clearing up nicely, so you know we expected to have some. In fact, we started to have showers since last night. There's a storm which is in the area, so it's good for the farmers. Farmers will be smiling and will be saying to Marley Richards and Vernon Springer, just allow the rain to come. And even though we want to see cricket, we've done an excellent job here. But it's cleared up nicely here, very quickly, and that's simply because it had a strong breeze. And one would have to give major credit to the groundsman. I see Bernard Joseph, who is the standby umpire today. He's just almost looking like he wants to come out very quickly. The umpires will want to maybe get in these 4 overs. It's the West Indies A team. The groundsmen are still waiting, and we look around and we see there's a little break, a little blue, and we see the grey just quickly heading down to St. John's.
Yep.
And we'll be beating across. But just to give you an idea in terms of what would have happened a lot earlier in Mali, Pakistan A team would have won the toss and inserted the West Indies team. Sidra Nawaz would have called right. The West Indies lost Renisa Boyce, their captain. She was caught by Zafar of Mahim Tariq.
Who looked good. She looked good.
Yeah, certainly for 16 balls, 3 boundaries. And then we had Mandy Mangru. I like her, even though she didn't last a long time. She was caught on ball Rahim Shaim, the off spinner, for 14 balls faced. And then we had Rachel Vincent, the left-hander. She was bowled by Nain. She was bowled. Hold on. My scoreboard has thrown me off a little bit here, Mali. I'm trying to pick that one up from the scoreboard here. She was bowled for 7 balls face. Shakiba Ganjabi, she's not out on 10 as we speak. Rashada Williams, who really looked good Mali, she opened with boys, was in the end, what would you say, outfoxed?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the situation as well of the game, being that she had been there from the start, it was imperative on her that she continued, and being in the position the West Indies A team found themselves in. You could understand what she was trying to do. I think her execution just slightly let her down, but what we've seen from her, I've been very impressed, man. It's been really good to see these players on the cusp of full senior international honours. It's good to see what's just below that, and it bodes well, I think, for the future, Vernon.
She was caught by Yumani Shohail of Mahim Tariq, who's bowled with some good pace for 31. Yes, she 31, faced some 36 balls and hit 2 boundaries. And then we had Quiana Joseph, the left-hander. She was caught. Sidra Nawaz, the captain wicketkeeper, for 3, 9, and Sharon Fraser has just come in. She's not out 2 before the rain break. 76 for 5, 16 overs bowled. The partnerships for the West Indies so far, 32, 21, 6, 2, 10. The bowling figures for the Pakistan A women bowling team: Sedra Amin, 1 over, no maiden, 6 runs, no wicket. Sadiq Iqbal would have bowled 2.5 overs. In fact, it should be 3, not 10 not. Mahim Tariq, 5 not, 33 2. Aim Anwar, 1 delivery. Yes, so I'm right, Mali. Let me just go back to that. Sadiq Iqbal, 2.5 overs, no maidens, 10 runs, no wickets. Then we had Mahim Tariq, 5 overs, no maiden, 33 runs, 2 wickets. Aim Anwar, I think, would have had to complete an over from Sadiqa Iqbal, so she bowled 1 delivery, no runs. Kainat Imtiaz, 4 overs, no maidens, 19 runs, 1 wicket. And Rahim Shahim, 3 overs, 1 maiden, the only maiden so far in the game, 7 runs, 2 wickets, and that's the off spinner. She's bowled beautifully as the groundman just waiting for clearance. Bernard Joseph is out there with his walkie-talkie. West Indies, as we speak, in this West Indies A development game, very important. They are 76 for 5 with 16 overs bowled.
Yeah, hopefully we don't lose too much time. I think because the weather, it was only really just a brief shower. I think we'll get right back out. The players will get right back out, and the game will resume pretty shortly.
We just letting you know that there's a slight rain break, and as Mali and myself check our clocks, we think maybe it will be about a 5 minutes timing right now. We don't have our stopwatch on, and the head groundsman is giving the clearance and saying, "Let's go. This is what we're going to do. Don't want any, so we're going to get this one in very, very quickly." Bernard Joseph just making sure now and saying, yes, let's go. Let's get the clearance. They're looking over into the east. It looks like it's all clear, and hopefully, Mali, we should be back out maybe in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just great to have cricket here, back in Antigua, back at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. We had the Sri Lankan series earlier in the year, and I know a lot of Antiguan cricket fans would have been hoping before the actual schedule came out that the men's senior team also would have had some more games here in Antigua, but it wasn't meant to be, and we've sorry, all right now.
Okay, so what we will try and do is to be able to come back. Finish your thoughts very quickly, Mali, as we take a break. There's a little short rain break here. 76 for 5. The groundsmen are making an attempt to get the covers off very quickly. They would have to go from east to west first because there's some water on the blue cover, so they'll take that off. Bernard Joseph is just looking through to make sure that everything is okay and the wicket is all clear. Mali, your final thoughts as we take a little break, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, just as they pull the covers off, just hopefully in 5 or 10 minutes or so we'll get back to the game, and the West Indies A team can resume their pursuit of possibly putting up a competitive score here today.
So, on behalf of Cricket West Indies and Mali Richards and Sylvester Bouncing Joseph, West Indies at the end of the break, 76 for 5 of 16 overs. We'll be back with you once Bernard Joseph gives us a clearance and the umpires are back out today. Welcome back to the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, and we are just waiting the resumption of the West Indies A team versus the Pakistan A team. And just to give you an idea in terms of what has been happening, it's the CG Insurance T20 series. Slight little rain delay here. Just waiting on Marley Richards to get himself back in. In fact, just before I do that, let me just switch one time quickly back. So we're back with we're just waiting to get ourselves sorted out. Back with the action here. Marley, 74 for 5. With some 4 overs to go, West Indies maybe can muster a little bit and get up to 100.
Yeah, they'd be hoping to get up to possibly 105, 110. With I don't know if they're going to bowl the actual 4 overs, but it looks that way at this point in time. So that means that's 24 deliveries. And with 24 deliveries at your disposal, you'll be looking to at least double the deliveries, which would make that 48 runs. What we've seen thus far, though, is the West Indies have found it tough to score boundaries. You know, yes, they've picked up the ones here and there, but they haven't managed to hit that many boundaries. And with just 24 deliveries, I think they should be looking to get up to 105, 110, or even better.
You've been following the Euros?
Yeah, I have been actually. Yes, quite closely.
I shouldn't even ask you that. I should know that. I should know that you're a big football man. Massive game yesterday for England.
Oh yeah, I mean, big game from a perspective of, you know, how Germany has had the wood over England for decades.
Since 1966.
Yeah, they haven't beaten them in a competitive knockout match in a big tournament. So for that to happen yesterday was big for England. You know, they're still partying now, but like you said, they haven't won the tournament yet. You still got the Ukraine in the next round, Belgium, Italy. What we've seen from the so-called smaller nations in the Euros is been a joy to see as well. France going out the way they went out. So I think we still may have a few surprises going forward as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Exciting day for women's cricket here in Antigua and Barbuda, and also in England, because we have the England women taking on the India women. And as we speak, India 87 for 3 with some 28.3 overs left. Some good talent, Mali, in that series there so far, especially from the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Shafali Verma. If you was watching that test match quite keenly. We saw Rana, the way she batted at the end to score 80-yard not out. Tanya Bhatia. We know the old guns in Mitali Raj or even Amandana. Harmanpreet Kaur is struggling a little bit, I think.
Yes.
Looking at her, I still think she's one of the best players in the world, but she hasn't scored that many runs recently. But she's a class player. From the England perspective, yeah, man, I love Catherine Brunt. Love the way she plays her cricket.
And Skyver.
Yeah, Natalie Saiver, Tammy Beaumont. Yeah, they've got good players, you know. And if you're a fan of women's cricket, there are quite a few good players out there, and to emulate if you're a young female cricketer as well. There's a lot of players you can watch and learn a lot from.
So we back with the action, Marley Richards and myself, and just to let you know that umpire Christopher Taylor and Vernon Smith, the on-field match officials today. Bernard Joseph is the standby, and match referees Ryan King, former West Indies fast bowler, bang on target as Ganjabi gets a single there. And so the score quickly goes up to 75, as we'd say, 75 for 5.
Yeah.
Into over number 17, and the Pakistan field is moving around very quickly to be able to get in these extra 4 overs.
Yeah, the left-handed Fraser on strike now, so the field adjusts and changes. No boundary riders on the offside. Like we said earlier, Pakistan have been pretty comfortable to the West Indian batters to have a ring field on the offside. The batters haven't managed to pace that field and find the boundary that often, and it gives the Pakistan captain an element of control, allows her to set fields the way she wants to, and ring the changes.
Sherian Fraser faces Anwar. Goes past here. She's driving beautifully, but can't score. Hit the ball just a little bit too hard up to cover. And so the score remains on 75. 75 for 5. And you can hear the Pakistani fielders led by their captain and their wicketkeeper, who's buzzing away, Sidra Nawaz. She's certainly led. And they maybe feel that they were in with a chance if they could restrict the West Indies to under 100. I'm waiting out the ball to Sherian Fraser. Good positive shot there.
What I wonder though is if it's pretty similar, if what we see from say a Pakistan senior international women's team, if it's similar, because I was looking at Pakistan South Africa play a few months ago, and what we saw was that the Pakistan team's pretty good in the field and they bowl really well, but they tend to struggle with the batting.
They got a couple of good batsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see as this game plays out, whether that's a recurring theme throughout Pakistan cricket, or just an instance of, just being a coincidence.
Well, we'll make our own evaluation as the series go on. Good take there by Sidra Nawaz. Very much impressed with her glove work. Diminutive, sort of remind me of the David Williams and company, the short keepers. Here is a flicker. That's a beautiful catch there at gully. As Sherian Fraser again just going across the line of the ball, Mali, rather than being straight, and she just rehearsing a shot as she goes back to the pavilion. West Indies losing their 6th wicket, a wicket they certainly didn't need to lose at this time.
Yeah, just illustrating the point we made earlier. The Pakistan captain feeling comfortable enough to have that ring field on the offside in this dying stages of the innings, when normally a team is going hard and the fielding team is looking to protect the boundaries. And what we saw there is her being aggressive, looking to take wickets still, bringing the field in, and the fielder at cover being in position to take that catch. Very good captaincy and just good cricket all round from the Pakistan A team.
Who we've got here coming in now. We just got to wait to see if we can be able to get the number. But she's in strike as we speak. So we've not been able to pick the number up of the West Indies women
Not
players
just
yet.
yet. It's 69.
69. So 69 between me and Mali. Looks like it is Steffi Sugrim. Sugrim. We'll see what she'll be able to have to offer. Sugrim is coming defensively forward. That's a good leg delivery there from. So things are heating up here, Mali.
Yeah, very good over from the Pakistan team after the break. Just picking up where they left off. Only managed to give away, what was it?
One run.
Right. And managed to take a wicket. So yeah, still in full control. With West Indies looking like they're going to struggle to possibly get up to the 100 mark here, Vern.
75 for 6. Some 3 overs to go. We look and we see in terms of what's happening. Just in all up, but they got 2 runs. Good running, good aggressive running again by Sukrim.
Yeah.
I like the energy by Sukrim.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's done since she's come in. And we see Ghaznavi taking a big breath there, deep breath there, struggling a little bit. But Sukrim's going to run hard, Vern, and she's going to swing hard as well. She's batters here today.
Pretty technical period of time right here. We got some 4 deliveries left in this spell. Sukrim is
The batting lineup here, and now she's running off.
just about to see the number on the new player coming in.
Looks like 79.
Looks like 79. So if it's 79, it's Kanisha Isaac. So Isaac comes in. And let's see what's going to happen. She got a couple of deliveries. Waits for Iqbal is in the bowl, and Isaac is more or less cross-batted shot up to the short mid-wicket fielder. West Indies need all the runs that they can get. Score goes up to 93 for 7.
Full wide one with all the feelers up on the offside. Possibly just the fact that she's a new batter here at the crease, she just missed out the way there.
Let's see what Ghaznavi will try and do with this one. Flatter faster, and Ghaznavi is holding out, just hitting this one inside out over cover, picking up a couple of runs. Ghaznavi is struggling. Oh my! she's really struggling, Mali.
Yeah.
She's maybe not had run so hard for a very long time, and every minute she comes back onto the striker's end and she's trying to catch her breath. She's bending over.
Well, what we're seeing as well is that, you know, there are things that we're really encouraged by, and there are also things that, you know, this A team will also have to improve, and it looks like fitness is going to be one of them. But as they play more games, I think that will happen.
She's 19, she's down the wicket and just whipping this beautifully onto the onside. She can't come back. In fact, she couldn't even make it back. And I told you that
she hardly made it down to complete the first.
But that's to be able to get it back. So the West Indies, they end on 95 for 8. A very spirited performance here so far, Mali.
Yeah, I mean,
by the West Indies A team.
They would possibly be a little disappointed to not get 100 or more, but with 95, I think they have something to bowl at. I think if they come out and bowl, they can take a page out of the book of the Pakistan A team. All they see is if they bowl the basics, do the basic things really well, they'll be in with a chance in this game, because there's always scoreboard pressure in T20.
So the West Indies women team and the Pakistan women team chain away to their counterparts. Excellent performance so far, and we just keep for 19-1. And Mali, when we look at dot balls, we see a high percentage of dot balls there.
Yeah, quite a few, and I think that's aided in the West Indies only scoring 96.
Some 57 dot balls, Mali.
Yeah, that's far too much. But like we said, this is the developmental stage of a lot of these players, and as they go along, they realize game situations and what's required at this level. So I wouldn't be too hard on them.
96 for 8, Mali, top scorer. Right. We would have had Rashada Williams with 33, Renika Boyce with 15, and the vice captain Gajnabi with 20 not out of 24 deliveries, and then Sugrum with 10, Mangro with 8, Vincent 1, Fraser 1, and Isaac not out 1. West Indies 96 for 8, very disciplined. Extras only 2 for the Pakistan A team.
Yeah, like we said, it's just been very good out cricket played by this Pakistan A team. Good captaincy, good fielding, good field placings, very good bowling. They've looked like the more developed of the 2 teams thus far. But we still got another 20 overs to go, Vern.
So Renika Boyce caught Zafir Ball Anwar for 15. And then we would have had Rashada Williams, who would have been caught Soil Ball Tariq for 33. And we also would have had a situation there where we know Mandy Mangru, she was caught and bowled Shamin for 8. And then we had Vincent, Rachel Vincent. Rachel Vincent was bowled by Shamin for 1. And the vice captain, Shabika Ganjabi from Ghana, vice captain, she was not out 20. Kriana Joseph was caught now as bowl Imtiaz for 5. Sherian Fraser was caught Imtiaz bowl Anwar for 1. And Mali's good friend who came in and did some good work, Steffi Subobrin. She was stumped Nawaz neatly off Iqbal for 10 of 9 deliveries. And Kanisha Isaac was run out by Zafir for 1. So in the opening game here of the CG Insurance West Indies Women T20 series, it's the first one here being played at the Survivor-rated Stadium. I'm Vernon Springer alongside Mary Richards and Sylvester Bouncing Joseph. We will be able to take a little break for you, get a little, get some water, get ourselves organized, and get ready for
a few refreshments. And you know what else? We need to find the remote for this AC. It's Antarctica in here right now. So whoever's controlling the remote, I think you should bring it to this room and let us control it.
Well, Mali, I know you always come with long sleeves, right?
Yes, but so, I was not prepared today.
Yeah, so that's why I put on my long sleeve, because I know what's going to be happening. So, hey, we take a break from you just to let you know, West Indies, 96 for 8. They lost their first wicket on 31, second on 52, third on 57, fourth on 59, fifth on 70, sixth on 74, seventh on 91, eighth for 95, 96 for 8 in the end. And West Indies will come out and defend this, Mali. This is Vernon Springer alongside Mali Richards. We'll start back with Sylvester Joseph after the break. We'll take a little water break and then we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, and I'm joined by Sylvester Bouncing Joseph. Sylvester, West Indies 96 for 8 of their 20 overs, and the players are ready and ready to go as we speak.
Yeah, I thought the West Indies team would get maybe 130, 140. I mean, they get off to a good start. I think the foundation was good, but in 2020 cricket, you need your power hitters, and the West Indies power hitters really didn't come out and get off like how they wanted to. So the score. And also, I have to give credit to the Pakistani players. The fielding springs was something to behold. I mean, the energy, getting to the balls and releasing them back to the wicket keeper or the bowler. The energy was there, and the quality. They understood what they needed to do, and they went out and supported their bowlers to the best of their ability. And the score lines, the West Indies, they tried in the capacity in which they can. They try to rotate the strike, they try to move forward. But let me see how the Pakistani will go about achieving this target now.
So Sherian Fraser starting for the West Indies, and Boyce coming across nicely and just picking up the ball there. A little chatter there from the West Indies, getting themselves going. Starting Sylvester without a slip, very early o'clock. And I always like to see a slip in place, Sylvester, especially with the new ball. Sohail is the opening bats lady for the...
Well, after one delivery now, you see they insert the slip. There's a change in the feel. I don't know. It's similar to the men's game now. Oh yeah, I don't know if cricket has changed. It seems like it has changed because most teams now, in 2020 cricket and so forth, they don't want to slip. The attacking fields are done away with.
But when you have a new ball in your hand, Sylvester, you want to give that support. Wide delivery there by Sherian Fraser. That was really extra wide. Had a little bit of pace on it, but it was wide. So the first one to Pakistan, so they won without loss in the CG Insurance T20 series. Betway being one of the sponsors here. This is really magnificent, Sylvester, for West Indies cricket and for world cricket in general. Where Pakistan, you get an opportunity where you can see two development teams. Sherian Fraser wearing the number 80 comes in out the bowl to Sohail. Sohail comes across stylishly and defends nicely, and she finally gets that one on target. So let's look at the field, Sylvester. Mid on, mid off. There's a slip, a short third man. I prefer to see the third man go right back, Sylvester. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I always like that. It's like schooly cricket when you have the captain as a coach. You have to go back on the boundary. But I mean, as you were alluding to earlier, you think that the boundaries are a bit on the big side.
Certainly, Sylvester. Lovely shot there from Sohail, stroking it out to cover. Both batsmen in Zafar and Sohail, they are not. There's been one extra so far. A wide delivery ball by Fraser, who's working up some pace here. Looks good. Approach looks beautiful. And the captain, Renisa Boyce, goes down in her stance. Not right down, but at least good enough. Oh, and that had some juice on it. And took off a little bit. Surprised Boyce, but in the end, she took it nicely. I'm not hearing the sounds from our outside microphone, Sylvester. Oh, now we get in the feel and the energy. Trust me.
You like the feel, you like the sound.
No, the West Indians, they're lively. They got some energy. So too is the Pakistanis,
Oh, when you heard the sound, like it gives you a bit of energy to speak.
Certainly, man. Sherian Fraser down the onside, he just flick that one around down to the short fine leg fielder, and she'll come back for a second run. Not interested in it. So Sohail is off the mark, so she's won. She got a little tickle onto that. And so the score goes up to 2 without loss. 2 without loss. Sohail is won in the CG Insurance matchup T20 series. Fraser working up some storm here. Good pace. And we will check the energy level here, so we know in terms of what's going to be happening. Fraser is also from Guyana, 21 years of age. So Guyana women program looking impressive so far. Oh, that's a beauty, lovely outswinger, and good take by Boyce. So over number 1 completed, and Pakistan in reply, they are 2 without loss.
Yeah, and you can see from this end, from the security ambush end, if you bowl the ball just on about the off stump, there's a bit of energy there, I should say. I don't want to call it a bit of moisture. Yeah, you have a bit of good bounce and good pace, but it's just for the bowlers now to recognize that and be more consistent in those areas. You saw the Pakistani bowler, she was bowling really aggressive, but I think she bowls a bit too straight sometimes. But when you put it on that good off stump, just about off stump line, you get a bit of bounce and seam from the conditions of the pitch.
Kanisha Isaac will be starting from the Sir Andy Roberts end, and as we realize now, they have listened to Sylvester Joseph, and Boyce's employed Cherry and Fraser at first slip here for Kanisha Isaac. I always feel, Sylvester, that when you got a new ball in your hand, you have to give as much support as possible, and you always really want to start with the slip. But as you said, we see a trend now in modern day cricket where we have maybe tried to discard the slip for whatever particular reason. 2 without loss. So he'll wait now and crack, square for 4, down to the boundary for 4. Witt, and Soil swung her arms, first boundary for Pakistan, and that raced away down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, I mean, good balance, and the ball was in the right area, just about short and outside the off stump, and she backed and cracked it to square for 4. I mean, that one was a bit too wide for the liking, for my likings, and he got the treatment that he deserved.
Certainly. Soil goes to 5, and she looks like the aggressor. We haven't seen a lot from Zafar yet, but we'll wait and see what's happening. Kanisha Isaac, more or less curling a backward point, bang on target. Sort of looks like she has a sort of action like Fidel Edwards.
Yeah.
Sylvester, most people are saying that we don't want to make comparison to the men, but we certainly have to, because most of these young women cricketers, they have their idols, whether it's Sylvester Joseph, whether it's Kyron Pollard or whatever. But her approach there just a while ago, I almost looked up and I was like, is this Fidel? Kanisha Isaac working up some steam here. Back and cracking that down to the bottom. That's a magnificent stop there by Kiana Joseph. That is beautiful piece of work there, and it's brought so much energy, Sylvester, that you've got to go out and applaud her. That's a big effort.
Big effort. Big. I think she saved 3 runs?
At least 2 runs.
Yeah, that was a big effort there by her. She got around, because the ball was cracked,
yeah.
With immense power, and to get around in it, maybe the bigness of the field helps her. Give her a bit
give more time there. Kanisha Isaac.
Awesome feeling.
7 to Sohail. Kanisha Isaac from Trinidad and Tobago, working up some pace here now. To bowl to him, wide delivery down the onside. But I like the approach of it. And one of the things I know that you're going to get round of Courtney Walsh is that he's going to allow them to be cricketers.
Yeah.
And I've been able to look at the West Indies women team training here in Antigua and Barbuda, and you could see that sort of intensity and energy. Now she's coming in now, and she's really working up some pace here, and you could see that sort of encouragement. That's what you want to see. She's got her radar right.
Yeah.
7 without loss, Pakistan. In fact, not 7, 9 without loss. This one was a bang on target. She was looking for a single there, Sohail, but Zafar was not interested in that one. This is over number 2 here. The target is 97, Sylvester. That's what they're looking for. I think this game is going to go right down to the wire.
Well, the pitch is good. The pitch is good for batting. The feeling has to be up to standard. So far it has. In terms of the extras, I'm not sure how many extras
They only had 2. Bang on target again. Good delivery there by Kanisha Isaac. Squaring up Sohail, but Sohail was solid in defense here so far.
But she's bowling to her field. They understand now. They took out the fielder from backward square and put it at so you have a point, a backward point, and and then you have the deep square, and the third man has gone a bit wider. So, and she's bowling with a bit of width. Just a bit straight,
And here is Sohail just turning this one up to short mid on, picking up an easy single. Fielders moving around very quickly, so we would say to ourselves that over number 2 has been completed. Pakistan will need 87 runs off 108 balls. Sylvester. Over number 2 completed 10 without loss. The target is 97.
Yeah, I mean, to us, that seems like a easy gettable target, especially having seen that the track is pretty distant.
Yesterday's target was easy to Sylvester. We fell short by 1 run. In days like that, right, Sylvester, you're there figuring out how we go to get one. Where was that run supposed to come from? Why did not run for that ball? But you now put pressure on the West Indies senior team because they now have to win the other 2 games now if they want to win that series.
Well, it made the series interesting, really.
Wide delivery, signal also by Christopher Taylor, by Sherry-Ann Fraser. Sherry-Ann Fraser just losing her radar just a little bit. I think she fell away there rather than being upright. You want to be able to come right to the crease right there and hit the deck. But I like her approach here so far. The target is 97. Pakistan is 11 without loss, and Sherry-Ann Fraser wearing the number 80 moves from the Curtly Ambrose end and bongs away nicely in and out the boat down the onside, the wide again, and this time she was just trying something. She's not been upright, Sylvester, not completing her action.
Yeah, she's not being consistent in her action. Seems to me like she can move the ball both ways, so she tried to compensate for the wide one on the offside, and then she erred down the leg side
by bowling an in swinger.
Yeah.
Down the oh my gosh, Sylvester, she lost the radar off. That went off of the radar right there. That's a magnificent save there.
Basically playing, being attacking, trying to get so much wickets.
Lovely shot here by Sohail, true cover. Come back for a couple of runs quite easily, and a good pitched up delivery there from Sherry-Ann Fraser, as Sylvester said. Just wanted to just bowl the ball into the right areas. Don't start swinging too many things, because one thing with the white ball is that once you begin to do too many things, Sylvester, it will be all over the shop. So it looks pretty organized. She comes stylishly forward.
Yeah, it's all about confidence spins, especially at the start.
East, Sylvester, we see the nation of Antigua and Barbuda's flag, Pakistan and the West Indies. Joseph comes in now, left-hand spinner to bowl to, is that Zafir? Zafir?
Yeah.
Zafir looking to say, you should have been able to punch that one down the ground. And the pressure is always on, Sylvester, especially in the power play overs. Here comes Ghana Joseph, left-hand spinner in out the bowl to Zafir down the onside, and the ill discipline continues from the West Indies team. They just need to get that right. And sometimes a spark, you get a run out, you get a wicket, and then everything just settles down. It's their first game, first outing, and I think they'll get better. The West Indies A team. It's a CG Insurance T20 series, Pakistan versus West Indies. Here's Zafir driving beautifully. Good flighted delivery. I like the look so far of Kiana Joseph, Sylvester. We always seem to see the Anisa Mohammed and the Haley matches, and so now we got a little left-hand spinner. This is something I think they've been searching for a little while. Flatter Flaster back and cracking that out to the sweeper, and he'll only be able to get 1 run.
Yeah. I heard Marley Joseph spoke earlier concerning about basically like the pool is getting wider, which is so good for women's cricket. I think for years now that the public is looking forward for the next generation. And I think in order for you to have a very good team at the international level, you need players to be on the verge challenging the senior players. Yeah.
Yes.
It is really good to see that we have an A team now. We're moving forward.
Took us a little long time to get that off the ground, but the most important thing is that it's here and the approach is good. The tournament coming up in Guyana is going to also be a very interesting tournament, Guyana and Sylvester, the women's tournament.
Yeah.
Here we saw back and spanking that out to the sweeper, getting another easy single. And so that one looks like it's going to be Rachel Vincent coming off the boundary right there. And she made a magnificent save earlier. Sylvester really brought some joys here. Over number 4 completed. And West Indies defending 96, Pakistan at 30 without loss. The organized, as you would have heard there from Sylvester, good take here by Boyce. Standing up into the medium pacer. That's a good take.
Yeah.
Good glove work.
Ganabi. She batted. She got 20 something.
20 not out.
Yeah, yeah. She looks the part.
Gajnabi, vice captain. She's one of the senior players here. Wide delivery. Will it be? Christopher Taylor just looking at that one and saying, well, he was just inside the blue line.
He looks that way from here.
Looks that way. Good take so far here by Boyce. Boyce standing up to the stump. Looks a little organized. Gajnabi in out to bowl to Sohail. So Sohail is more or less cramped for room. And can't get to be able to extend her hands to be able to drive the ball to cover. West Indies bowling her more or less they're bowling to more or less a 6-3 field, Sylvester. 6 on the offside and 3 on the leg side. So which means that it's got to be good control here from Gajnabi. Let's see what Sohail will do. Good take again. This has been a good comeback here so far, Sylvester.
A very good discipline over. She's bowling in the area. You can see that she's one of the more experienced players from all of them, from her batting and her bowling. She has the field set, on the offside field, and she's bowling not only a good length, but the line,
She's just 20 years old, Sylvester.
Yeah.
So one for the future here for the West Indies. In fact, she's been tipped as one of the all-rounders going forward. Her name has been high on the radar. Here is Sohail driving a little airishly past cover, and almost for a moment it looks as if Quiana Joseph maybe just thought that, hey, I just had a chance there, but that's how life goes. So it goes up to 16, score goes up to 31 without loss, and mean to over number 5, power play 1, the target is 97.
But you can see that, barring injury and so forth, that, as she's 20 now and she's going to get stronger.
Certainly.
And fitter.
One of the things where I was impressed about her, Sylvester, is her feeling. Here is Zafar. Looks a very powerful strike of the ball. 1 run coming off that over, Sylvester. Over number 5 completed. The West Indies pulling it back a little bit slightly. Pakistan 31 without loss. Sohail is 16. Zafar is 1.
Yeah, I think that is what is required at the moment. You need someone to come in and bowl a few overs, bowl in the right areas, bowl into the field. The captain is very supportive, of you. The discussion has been going on through every over. I guess they're discussing, the field position where they're going to bowl and what line and length that they want to bowl and, Gajnabi, if I get her name right.
Gajnabi, yes, you got it.
She came on the over before and bowled in that good area, good line, good length, and put a stronger hold on the scoring rate.
The extras for the West Indies, Sylvester, they started badly, some 14 extras, and you really don't want to do that. You're almost talking about 2 extra overs in a 20-over game. So Pakistan would be way ahead at this moment. Here is Joseph bowling to Zafir, who's just sweeping this one, Sohail, and picking up an easy single. One of the things that I've been pretty much impressed with especially world cricket, Sylvester, looking at the women's game, is that a lot of the women are sweeping. In fact, they're sweeping more than the men.
Yeah, if you want to rotate the strike, I keep on saying that you have to have those shots in a repertoire. The reverse sweep and the conventional sweep. You see, especially when you look at the West Indian players, they are power hitters. They are not manipulators of the ball. They don't try to reverse sweep and so forth. You have to play these shots.
Here is Zafir back and just steering this down to short third man, picking up an easy single. And earlier clock coming around there was Shanika Bruce, the short third man era, and cutting that one off nicely. Sylvester was talking about the rotation of having to have that repertoire within your armory that you can be able to sweep, because most teams are coming with a lot of spinners these days. Here is Sohail spanking that out to the fielder there nicely, and picking up an easy single. Sweep on the offside. Kiana Joseph, this is into a second over. Pakistan 34 without loss. Joseph in now to bowl to Zafir. Zafir sneaking a single and get it quite easily, and simply caught napping there was the fielder. Sylvester, who maybe could have done a lot better than that. Kaisa Schultz. She should have maybe got in there a little bit more quicker. When you're in the cover in the 30-yard circle, you gotta stay low and you gotta be crouching. Gotta get wide. Joseph comes in now to bowl to Sohail, who's again sneaking out another single. This has been good, positive cricket here, and she's working around the West Indian fielders in the 30-yard circle. Sohail. Over number 6 comes to an end, and the score is 36 without loss. Sohail is 19 from 27. The target is 97. Kiana Joseph, second over, not at the end of it, not for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Sohail, but it seems to me like she has to be a part of the senior team at some stage, because the way she's manipulating the strike, the way she looks,
Well, I think the players. So we look and see what happens as the series go on, because remember, this is still development, so they would really want to have a balance. So maybe they might have brought her from the senior team, and so that she could maybe guide the process in terms of what's happening. Because if you realize, Zafar is struggling here, but Saul is the one who is the informed player and working the one around. So West Indies will have to get smart very quickly here, and understand how to bowl her, and maybe just keep her off strike for a little while. Gajnabi to Sohail, who's driving, but she can't beat Kiana Joseph at cover. Pretty much impressed with the ground feeling, Sylvester, of both teams.
Yeah, so far I think the Pakistani were a bit quicker. Some of those sharp singles where Pakistan is getting out, it wasn't possible.
That one's gone through. Sohail, first fall shot for the day, but good control, good take so far by Renisa Boyce, the captain of the West Indies A team. And straight away, Zafar has called down Sohail and said, take it easy, she's bowling a different line, so you've got to be a little bit more tighter. But you could see that Sohail wants to score. Sohail she's gonna take the attack to the West Indies, and she maybe wants to finish this pretty early too. Sohail, that looked like her approach. She's back and steering this down to third man and picking up an easy single. It's been good running so far indeed. West Indies, World Cricket West Indies. Just to let you know that the Cricket West Indies have started a program right here in Antigua and Barbuda. They've got an under 15 program taking place. They've also got a under 19 program with a couple of clusters around in Pigots and also in Liberta taking place. Here's a spanking drive here by Zafar that ricocheted off of Kiana Joseph. Hope that she's okay, because I think that hit her on the outside of her foot.
She got a few hits there already.
She's got to use her hands. She's a big.
The time that she's there,
I think she has to understand. She got to put her hands there, Sylvester. We got to tell her that.
But these girls are choking the ball with
some power,
and she's feeling on the on the
what
turf.
we were talking about. Got to give herself some room.
Some room, yeah, because she's feeling.
Because once the ball comes off of the clay right now,
Yeah.
you know what's coming. Lovely shot there by Soil, just undriving, picking up an easy single, and again, the field is caught on their heels rather than moving in quickly. Soil is going to manipulate this field very quickly. She's 21. Zafar comes in to strike, 39 without loss. The target is 97. So a couple of spectators trickling in to come and look at the game. One West Indian fan, Elaine, and her mother has just come in. I think you have to be fully vaccinated to be able to come and look at the game. 39 without loss. Initiative between the Ministry of Health in Antigua and Barbuda, Cricket West Indies, and the Antigua and Barbuda Cricket Association, who are playing host to the Leeward Islands Cricket Board in terms of hosting these events. Gajnabi in now to bowl to Soil driving up to Kiana Joseph. I think she's saying the ball is following me all day.
Yeah, she's in the danger. She's in the danger zone. I mean, extra cover, and the bowler, she's bowling really consistently. Towards that field. I must give credit to the bowler. She comes in and settles it down on the other end where they were scoring pretty freely. But Gambari, Gajnabi, she is very steady on that particular line and length.
So 7 overs have been completed. Pakistan 39 without loss. The target is 97. Sohail is 21 from 31 deliveries. Zafar is 4 from 11. And Gajnabi has bowled some 2 overs, not for 4 so far. Let's see what's going to be happening. The captain ringing the changes. We've got a new bowler. He's another left-hand spinner. Sylvester, I saw. I think she is maybe about 16, 17 years old. Let's wait and see. So Grim. Yeah, she's full of energy.
She's from Guyana?
Yeah, I think she's from Guyana. Left-hand spinner. And she's a little flatter. Who she reminds you of? She just rolled her arm over there, Sylvester. Look at her again.
Who's that, Ned?
Almost. You picked that up very, very quickly, Sylvester. Not too many things. Just come and just click the basics in early o'clock. Down the onside. I think that would be signal or wide. Cricket is such a hard game, Sylvester.
Yeah, the margin for error is very slim. You have to be ready, and do the basics consistently. You have to be very comfortable in your skill.
I think that one is going to be close, and she strikes early o'clock.
And that's a good wicket.
Sohail playing across the line of the delivery, and the difference here, Sylvester, in terms of Kiana Joseph and Sogim, is what made the difference. The height.
Yeah, the height
of the bowlers. You had Kiana Joseph was a little taller, and Sogim just a little short, a little shorter. So, West Indies have struck very early. Sohail will be pretty disappointed with that shot there. She missed that completely and was hit between wicket and wicket, and she's gone back for 21.
Yeah, Sohail is a busy player. She doesn't like to have too many dot balls, so she has to try something, and I think she was a bit ambitious in that, because the particular delivery, the ball before, she got a wide delivery, and she has a new bowler here. I think she could have been a little more watchful for a few more deliveries. This one, Surim, she's bowling a bit quicker and a bit fuller. So I think she should have had a little more look, Springs.
Certainly. So we'll wait and see in terms of what's happening. West Indies picking up their first wicket, a wicket that they certainly would need. Sohail out to leg before. So Grim picking up her first wicket. She'll be excited about that. And this is a good outing for them. They've been practicing between themselves, playing some match games, but it's not the same when you put on the West Indies uniform. Imtiaz now wait for the first delivery. She comes quietly forward, can't score, and running in very quickly to cut that single off was Kiana Joseph, but I think she's got to be able to stay a little bit low there. She came in casually and fielded one hand. Want to come in both hands and cut that off. West Indies, they want to be able to peg back the Pakistan team. There seems to be a little slight change. Imtiaz wants somebody to move. Who she wants to move? Oh, okay. All right, she just... Okay, so I think that... All right, the side screen just clearance. There are two maybe officials who were just maybe caught in the mix a little bit. Yeah. Target is 97. 40 for 1. We into over number 8. Left arm spinning. Sugrim is in. Down the onside. And will she get away with this one, Sylvester? Or if she got a... Maybe came off of Imtiaz's pad. It did. Lucky, because that she got bad onto that, Sylvester, and might have been able to come all the way down to the fine leg boundary. Just got to maybe just watch her line a little bit. Try not to pull that one down. Left arm spinner. Comes in now, the ball to Imtiaz. Imtiaz is back, and where she's going, she's got to get back into a crease. So the pressure mounting here, Sylvester, because Imtiaz was looking for a single that was certainly not on, and Zafar is not even interested.
Yeah, I think if the West Indian bowlers, can be a bit more consistent and stop giving away all these extras, it will be put a bit more pressure, on the Pakistani players, because they keep on looking for singles and also hitting the ball straight to the field and taking off.
Yeah, with Imtiaz looking to punch that can't beat backward point. Good feeling there. And so the over number 8 comes to an end. 1 for 1 from Sugrim. Target is 97. Pakistan are 40 for 1.
Yeah, and the main contributor in terms of the aggressive batter. They got her out in the last over. So there's an opportunity here for the West Indies A team to build some pressure, getting a few overs of a few tight overs, to put some pressure back on the Pakistani players.
If you're wondering what's happening on the West Indies YouTube channel, it is a CG Insurance T20 series taking place. A very important series between West Indies and Pakistan. In terms of what's happening, so we look now and we see Shanisa Bruce, who comes into the attack very quickly. Another medium pacer. And Zafar being able to just sneak a single out very quickly, Sylvester. Score goes up to 41 for 1. 41 for 1.
Yeah, you can see Zafar. I don't know if she's the anchor, but she's not really scoring quickly. She can be controlled, if they bowl the right areas. This is another wide one.
Just need to relax. Bruce hustling through in her approach there. He didn't stand up. Just sort of just went through very quickly and fell away. The approach landing area. Just needs to relax. It's their first game, so give them a break, give them a little chance. It's nice to be able to be out there in an actual game. That's a beautiful delivery, pitched up. And Imtiaz is off the mark, driving it beautifully there. Good positive shot on the onside.
See, that is why these type of games are so important, the 18 games and so forth. I remember, back in the day we played a few 18 games, and it gives you a bit of confidence and, getting used to the top level, close to the top level. It improves the game. And
Bruce again with another wide delivery. She's got to look at the target a little bit more. She's pulling the ball down and she's leaning rather than standing up. I think most of the West Indian seamers, especially from the Sir Curtly Ambrose end, you'll have to just be, stand up straight and complete your action. No need to rush anything. Just relax yourself, get the paces going right. Approach. And that's a lot better. Spanking drive here by Zafar out to cover, picking up a single. And that was a powerful throw there. And one thing I can say to you, the guys have done an excellent job here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, because the West Indies women team, they've been training here for some weeks now, Sylvester. 45 for 1. Zafar is 6. Imtiaz comes back into strike. And Quiana Joseph drops a sitter. She should have taken that, Sylvester.
She definitely should.
I
think she mistimed her jump. The ball and the pace of the delivery. I don't think it was coming as hard as she thought it was. Coming, but those are the areas that you need to be bowling, Springs, and if you can be consistent bowling those areas and they get the support from the field, you're in for some good business.
Here is Zafar squeezing this one past the short third man. He will have the legs to go all the way into the boundary for 4. So a boundary to Pakistan, and just a little wide delivery there. I thought that was a little bit risky, Sylvester, because if Bruce is going to be bowling that line, then the third man needs to be back and the fine leg coming up.
Yeah, indeed.
You know what I mean? They still continue to bring the third man up, and if she's going to be bowling that wide, I certainly want to see the fine leg up and the third man going right back. Pakistan's 50 coming up very quickly, Sylvester. 50 in 8.5 overs, 50 for 1. And Shanika Bruce will be a little bit maybe upset in terms of that there. Bang on target. It's a good line right there. And finally she got it right, Sylvester, without even having to hustle a run there. 9 overs completed here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. It's a CG Insurance T20 series. West Indies versus Pakistan. This is an 18 matchup. Remember the big one coming up a little later in the afternoon. It will be who, Sylvester? West Indies versus Pakistan.
Yeah.
Women. So all taking place here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. 50 for 1, over number 9 completed. Zafar is 10 from 15 and Imtiaz is 2 from 6. The West Indies fighting back.
I guess the West Indies, I see the West Indies ladies, up in the upper tier and the far end there's just above the Sir Andy Roberts end. They're watching to, I guess it's going to be a rematch, a fight later to see which team loses this morning. The senior team, they don't want to be. This afternoon they're not going to want to lose. And the winning team, they want to continue their winning streak.
Certainly. Sugrim comes in now. She's going to come in now to bowl to Imtiaz. Imtiaz is driving beautifully, but can't beat. It looks like Kiana Joseph again.
Extra cover is with Kiana Joseph.
Yes, she's really in the fiery line. I think she's fielded the most balls for the West Indies so far outside of Renisa Boys.
I think probably she has fielded most of the ball in the match so far.
Here is Imtiaz just hitting this down to long on, picking up a single, and the score goes up to 51 for 1. The target is 97. West Indies need to be able to pick up a couple of wickets and make this game a little bit more closer. Sugrim has got other ideas. Let's see her approach to bowl to Zafar. Is in out to bowl to Zafar. Zafar is sweeping. There's a peaceful leg before, but that one with a pitch outside the lock stump and going down further down the leg side. I think she picked that up very quickly because the keeper in Renisa Boyce was already just moving across slightly.
Yeah.
Could make that judgment. Sylvester himself was the first class umpire, so he gave me the nod and said, "You did a good job there, Springs." Full toss and just clipped away, more or less. I don't want to say a big slug sweep, but just helped it, more or less. Didn't really go into the extravagant way of really getting anything. Sort of dipped on her. Zafar. Imtiaz comes back into strike. Zafar is 10. Imtiaz is 3. Target is 97. The score goes up to 52. 52 for 1. We break for a little while and we see in terms of what's going to be happening. Sugin comes in out to bowl to Imtiaz and she's punching that down to long on in the air. But safe in the end. Renisa Boyce is having some headaches here, Sylvester. The runs are just coming, tickling away.
Yeah.
We break for a while. Who's coming through? Sugrim comes in again. And inside edge is using her feet right there. A little lucky not to be able to ricochet onto the stump. And Zafar is not interested in coming back for the second run there at all, Sylvester. He's not in that hurry there. Over. Number 10 comes to a completion. Pakistan. 54 for 1. Zafar is 12. Imtiaz is 4. Your final comment, Sylvester, and then it will be the voice of Mallory Richards.
Yeah, good start here by the Pakistani team there. Rotating the strike, getting the singles, and the additional boundaries, quite really. I think also the inconsistency of the West Indies bowlers, giving away too many extras is benefiting the Pakistani players. But it's all a learning experience, I can see, especially for the West Indies A-team ladies. So I hope they learn and they have a lot more opportunities that they can improve their game and, you know, take the positive and move forward. We have a change in bowling now.
Yeah, Kaisa Schultz, another left-arm spinner. So Courtney Walsh seems to have done a lot of work. Sylvester to be searching around and got 3 leg spinners on show here. I think it's something which world cricket is going through. Almost all the teams tend to have a spinner, especially a left-arm one. Here is Zafar back and punching that out to the sweeper. Imtiaz is not a good runner at all, Sylvester.
Yeah, she's not interested in pushing for you know, tools or put the pressure on the bat and the fielder.
Say good day to Trevor Shillingford. Yeah, the man moving over nicely there. Good delivery there by Schultz. And the bang on target. Good take here by Boyce. 55 for 1. Here comes Schultz as he moves in nicely. Glide away now. He comes in now to bowl to Imtiaz, and Imtiaz back and looking to beat the field at backward point. Can't score. The score remains on 55 for 1. She's 4. Zafir is 13. They're having a conversation right now taking place. In the meantime, Renisa Boyce moving around the fielders. West Indies A-team put under a little bit of pressure, and they want to be able to make sure that they can be able to pick up a wicket or two and just put the Pakistan team back into a little bit more problems. Bang on target again. That's a good delivery right there by Schultz. Not bad at all, Sylvester.
Good cricket overall.
Certainly. Say good morning to Trevor Shillingford in Dominica. Here comes Schultz now into bowl to Ali. Ali going across the line. Guilty of going across the line. So good first over by Schultz, Sylvester. 1 run coming out of the over. 55 for 1. Sylvester makes way for Mali. Mali target is 97. Pakistan 55 for 1. I think this game is going to go down to the wire.
I think the Pakistan team will be very happy with the position they're in at this point in time. I think the West Indies slightly struggled to start with when they came out in their innings to bowl here. They gave away far too many extras, and that's put them behind the 8 ball a little bit.
So, 1 catch drop so far by Kiana Joseph. Certainly you wouldn't want to put that. 55 for 1. Mali, we've seen 3 leg spinners here so far.
Yeah, and I was just commenting to Sylvester. It's interesting to see.
Here is a ball down the onside. Imtiaz is not a good runner at all, Mali.
Yeah, she doesn't have that intent.
Zafar wants to run, but Imtiaz is just more or less
just struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, still ahead of the game. He'd still prefer to be, well, the Pakistan A-team here in this situation.
Zafar is 14 and Imtiaz is 4. Back and punching that out to cover and picking up an easy single. Sigurwin maybe felt that if she picked that one up, Mali, she might have been able to just run out. The West Indians will get a little sharper as the series go on in the feeling as compared to the Pakistanis.
And what we're seeing is that possibly Pakistan here are just a little bit ahead of the West Indies in terms of their development, but these are the games that bring you right up to speed.
Bang on target again is so grim.
You know, the more games they play of this level or even higher, they get acclimatized to what's actually required in international cricket.
57 for 1.
That's
a big shot there from Zafir.
1 bounce.
That's a beautiful shot, Mali Richards.
Yeah.
It had the flight and she got the elevation onto it and just chipped it more or less over mid-on. 1 bounce down to the boundary for 4. That's a lovely shot there, and the score shots up to 61 for 1. Pakistan looking to maybe have a early lunch.
Classy shot there from Zafar, but Sugrim's done a really good job here. Just managed to overpitch on that delivery, and it was put away very well by Zafar over long off.
Here is Zafar again driving. Who's in the fiery line? Kiana Joseph.
Kiana Joseph again. Yeah, but she saves it. She saves that run.
Certainly. 61 for 1. So Gobrim has really done a good job so far. 1 for 11 for him. I've been pretty much impressed with her so far. Good approach. Looks good. That one flatter faster to the keeper, and she's done a job here so far. 3 overs. She'll feel very pleased. 1 for 11 so far. She's been the only wicket taker so far for the West Indies.
Yeah, and
she'll be smiling.
Yeah, we saw even when she came into bat. She came in. She had that energy. She added an impetus, and now out here in the field, she's picked up that wicket and she's moving around. She gets to the balls quickly, fires them into the keeper. She looks like an asset here for the West Indies going forward. Vern.
Very, very, very good asset there. So we got Kaisa Schultz, who's coming back, and she's going to be bowling to Imtiaz, who's on strike. Imtiaz is 5 from 14, Zafra 18 from 25, 61 for 1. And Mali says that he thinks Pakistan is a little bit ahead. Over number 13 starts now. Here is Imtiaz. I'll be trying to bowl to her as much as possible, Mali, and put some pressure back on Zafar.
Yeah, try and get as many dot balls as possible to her. West Indies had over 57, I think you said, 57 dot balls. So they'll be hoping that they can replicate the same here for Pakistan. Add some pressure.
Imtiaz again, looking to go past backward point, and I still, Mali, want to see the keeper over the stumps. Just a while ago, Boyce was caught more or less on the side of the stumps rather than over. And the backward point fielder just rifled the return right in there very quickly. She's wringing her hands away because I think he caught her by surprise very quickly. Kaisa Schultz, another left-arm spinner. So the West Indies playing almost 3 today. Into bowl to Imtiaz just more or less just chipping this over the bowler's head. This is what's going to happen. They're going to try to create some pressure. But Schultz has not bowled bad so far.
No, she hasn't. And just looking at her, it's the first time I'm seeing her, Vern. But does it look like she's bowling left-arm Chinaman here?
Well, it looked like slow left-arm orthodox.
It looked orthodox, but
yeah.
Okay, it seems like she mixes them up because she seems to have her orthodox delivery and she mixes her variation with the back of the arm. Right. Good control.
Very good control. Very, 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 very good control. And if we check this out, she's just 24 years old.
Wow.
She's out of Guyana.
Wow.
So they've got to be doing something right there. We've got to find out what's happening in Guyana with their program. Here is a great catch there. Who's that? That is a magnificent catch there. Is that Isaac? We've got to find out who took that catch there. That's an excellent catch there, Mali.
Yeah, diving away to her left.
And that is a wonderful catch there. We could maybe just pick the number up there.
Good
Mali.
athleticism.
We can't see it yet.
Can't see who took it.
But in a little huddle right now, West Indies picking up their second wicket. And this would be really good for the West Indies team. Really, 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 really good, Mali.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that delivery again, the replay. We were just talking about that variation, that back of the arm. I think I picked it up from my vantage point here, but I'm not too sure.
And Imtiaz buckling under the pressure, Mali.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you consider that pressure, I think they'd still be pretty pleased with the
I was talking about the bowling pressure.
The bowling pressure,
yes,
yeah, I mean, she succumbed, but I think she'll be disappointed with that fact, considering how many deliveries she's still got to face and stuff like that. But yeah, good wicket here for the West Indies. Good athleticism shown there by the fielder there at cover point. Slightly going over her shoulder to the left, and she dove and picked it up just off the ground, just before he could hit the ground. Good catch.
Certainly good catch. In terms of what's going on, Schultz coming now. Comes quietly forward and they sneak a single very quickly. Look around, we see the rain clouds coming through very nicely. We see another batsman. We just waiting. Imtiaz was caught by Mangro.
Yep.
Very good catch.
It was Mangro, yeah.
Who picked up that one there for 6. So see some rain clouds just circling around very quickly, Mali.
Yeah, it doesn't look quite as threatening as earlier. I'm guessing with the wind that we've got, the breeze blowing across here from east to west, I think he'll blow this this shower over this ground pretty quickly.
It's been a lovely day here for world cricket, a lovely day for West Indies cricket.
Looks like Mangu's coming in
Mango
here.
now is going to come in now to bowl. I think she bowls a little bit of off spin, I think. So the West Indians ringing through with their spinners. 3 leg spinners on show. Another spinner coming here.
Yeah, it seems like quite a spin-heavy attack, Vern. And considering a lot of these players are coming out of Trinidad and Guyana,
yes.
in those conditions, dry, slow, low wickets, you expect to see that.
Here is Zafra playing beautifully, just chipping this down to a long on and picking up 2 runs quite quickly.
And that there is what we didn't see from the West Indies earlier today. Just a ball hit down to long on and they managed to pick up 2 runs.
Certainly. Now Boyce is looking to make a change. The groundsmen are moving into position. Is it breaking?
Yeah, a little bit.
We can't see around the hill. But we'll see in terms of what's happening. Score goes up to 66 for 2. Zafra is 19. Now as is 3 into strike. Down the onside is going to be signaler wide here. Boyce didn't get across nicely enough. And let's see what's going to be happening. Did she get a tickle onto it?
Did he signal?
No, he didn't.
Interesting.
Pretty interesting. So can we consider that to be a drop chance? Based on the umpire's reaction? I don't know. So
well, for him not to signal, he considers that ball hit the bat.
Certainly, 67 for 2. Banjo is in now to bowl to thing. There's a appeal for caught behind. She's out caught behind. Oh my! That did something, Mali.
Yeah, he just held his line. Beautiful delivery.
Beautiful. Good catch in the end by Renisa Boyce.
In the right area, and the pace on delivery was key there. It didn't allow the batsman to readjust and just took the outside edge through to the keeper Boyce. 3rd wicket here for the West Indies.
And Nawaz gone for naught. Caught Boyce, bowl Mangro. And just a slight delay. I think the umpires are going to bring on the covers. Is it going away? It doesn't have the breeze to push it that much.
Not quite.
And I don't think the umpires are going. No, they're going to. I think it's going to hold off, Mali.
Yeah, but they're going to come back on again. They're going to bring the covers on.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gone.
They're going off.
Yeah, but it's pushing. The groundsmen don't really want to come because they feel that if the breeze is picking up, so it's a kind of cat and mouse sort of situation. In terms of what's happening, is it gone? Let's wait and see in terms of what's going to be happening. So there is a little break as we speak, Mali. 67 for 3. There's a little rain break. So what we'll do is that we will just look at the groundsmen, get themselves sorted out here. And Mali, as I keep telling you all the time, it's always, you have to give credit to the groundsmen.
You do.
Because especially at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, where the wind, when it picks up coming from east to west, it's always like a challenge right here to be able to get there. Another ground which is almost a challenge, Mali, and you've maybe never seen the groundsmen at work at Warner Park. But when the breeze comes off a Bird Rock area, and comes down between that area there, it's so strong.
Yeah, I think the Caribbean groundsmen, you got to give them so much credit. You know, when you look at cricket around the world, you see them here in comparison to other places around the world. You see them working with, if you want to consider it, substandard equipment or not enough equipment, and you know that's required. But they still manage to get the job done. But at the same time, I don't think we can continue in this way forever. I think we've got to move forward as well in terms of the kind of covers that we get here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium.
We need some roll on, roll off.
Yeah, for sure, because that's where cricket's gone to now. You know, it's not about a million guys pulling a cover on. You got 3 pieces, and it just rolls on. 1 or 2 guys can do that job. So I think it's something for the authorities to look into.
So Soel, LBW to Sogrim for 21. Zafar not out 23 from 29 deliveries. Imtiaz caught Mangro. Brilliant catch, Mangro, of Schultz for 6. And now as was caught boys bowl Mangro without scoring 67 for 3. We in 13.3 overs bowled so far. We will take a break here from the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. I don't know if my technician is around. Is he?
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll take a break, and then we'll be able to get some water, Mali, until when the umpires
For sure.
will come back out. Welcome back to the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. The target is 97, and we are just about see the umpires stepping over the hotline and getting themselves out. Pakistan, they need 97. The West Indies are still in this game. I don't think this game is over by a long shot as yet. And Mangroves took a brilliant catch to the Smith Imtiaz and is quickly coming into her first over and has picked up a wicket. Excellent catch by Renisa Boyce. So far, 67 for 3. We into over number 14. And just to let the folks know that we have the next game, which is going to be starting anytime at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. today. We'll have the West Indies senior team and the Pakistan senior team. That will be the matchup coming up in the next game. Zafar is not out on 23. And just to remind the folks, we're heading up to midday here in St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda. So you have at least 2 hours to get up to the game here this afternoon. And just to let you know that the fully vaccinated fans can attend the matches with tickets available for just $10 EC. Fans will need to bring their vaccination documentation and national ID to be validated by the Ministry of Health staff. And the fans can also bring their coolers in, but without glass bottles or any metal objects or cutlery. So that's an initiative initiated by Cricket West Indies, the Antigua and Barbuda Cricket Association, and also the Ministry of Health and the government of Antigua and Barbuda. And one has to give credit to the government of Antigua and Barbuda for spearheading and making sure, bringing back international cricket to the Caribbean, where we had first the CG Insurance Super 50, and then we had also the West Indies South Africa series. 67 for 3. I'm joined back by Mali. 97 is the target. Game not over by a long shot yet, Mali.
Yeah, just 30 runs to get though. But the West Indies will still be hoping to pick up a few more wickets here. And
let me say to you that this game is going to go right down to the last over.
I highly doubt it. But we can have a bet. What's your wager?
I'll fight them out, Mali.
Okay,
You know I'm not
no
betting
problem.
you.
No
You know I'm not going anything higher than that with you, Mali.
No problem.
Here comes Mangro. Comes in now to bowl to Khan. Khan is quickly off the mark and still would like to see the fielders getting behind the stump. She was behind, more or less off on the side. But get over to the top of the stump right there. I know you want to hit the target, but just cut that base off. Score goes up to 68 for 3. Khan is off the mark with 1. Zafra, I think the main reason why Mali is banking on
Zafra still there.
Yeah, Zafra is on 23 from 29. Mango comes in now to bowl to Zafra. Zafra is playing a big drive and almost lost her shape there, Mali. And she was looking for a big shot to hit that one inside out over cover.
Yeah.
Maybe just ease the pressure off of Pakistan.
She's trying to replicate that shot she played a little earlier. But from Mangu's reaction, I think she thought possibly that she got a little edge on that.
She did get an edge onto it. It was on the edge. She goes to 24. Khan comes back into strike. Mangro comes in now to bowl to Khan. And Khan is looking to hit this one down the ground. That's big effort there for Mangro. She's a live wire in the field.
Live wire for real. I was just going to say that word as well. Really buzzing around. Loving the way she's going about her work here, Vern.
14 overs bowled. The West Indies fighting back here. Pakistan ahead, slightly ahead, 69 for 3. And the West Indies would want to be able to make sure that they can be able to stay within this game. This is Mangro's first over. 5 runs coming off her first over. Zafar is on 24 from 30. Mali tells me that he's betting me a sugar cake.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, well, you know what? 29 from what? 36. I think you may be
onto something.
You may be onto something. You may win a Vitamalt here at the end of the day.
We just never know.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. Kaisa Schultz is in now to bowl to Zafar. And Zafar is just put under some pressure now. She's bringing out shots that she never had before. And simply because
of the situation
in terms of the complex of the game.
Yep.
69 for 3. This game is going to go right down to the wire. I told Mali this. You could look and see. Schultz is in now to bowl to Zafar. Zafar gets a flighty delivery. It's good loop on it right there. And all of a sudden, the complex of the game has changed.
Very subtle. Her variations are very subtle, and Pakistani batters haven't really coped with it thus far.
Schultz in now to bowl to Zafar. Zafar is back and punching that out to cover. And Ganjabi coming in quickly.
As you can see, she's bowled 2.3 overs for just the 5 runs and a wicket. So, what that says is that she's in full control of what she's doing at this point in time.
Score goes up to 70 for 3. Zafra goes to 25 from 33. She's the anchor. If they can just pick Zafra up, it's game on here. It's still game on. But I like the look of Schultz so far. Kaisa Schultz, Mali.
Yeah.
She seems to bowl you the wronger.
Yep.
And then she bowls you the slow left arm.
She's got the orthodox, and she's got the back of the arm delivery as well. And it just looks like a good bowler at this level.
Khan gets a flighty delivery and driving it down the ground. Can't score.
And
Nahida Khan is the player who's come out in diminutive in structure here. Khan, sort of almost the same style, same height as Imtiaz. Here comes Kaisha Schultz as he comes in nicely now. Bang on target, looking for a single, and the fielder there should have been a lot more. You got to be tight, and that's what Mali was talking about. The Pakistani fielders were tighter in the 30-yard circle. You can't give her anything away. They were like answers, you would call them.
And in the game situations, they just seem to be that little bit more aware, you know. With Fraser being on the boundary, this fielder here at extra cover can allow herself to really squeeze the batsman and not allow a single.
Here comes Schultz. He's going to come in now to bowl to Zafar. In now to bowl to Zafar. Zafar is more or less just hitting this one, more or less a slug, as we would say, coming it out. And to Kanjabi, who's down on the long on boundary. Kanjabi is a very good fielder. And over number 15 completed. The target is 97. Pakistan is 72 for 3. Zafar is 26 from 34. And let me tell you something, Mali. This would have been my ploy by Renisa boys. Keep Zafar out of the strike.
Try and bowl as much to the other
try and bowl
batsmen
to
as
the
possible.
other. Yeah, they got to be able to come up with a trend here. And if they're going to bowl Zafar, they can't give her any width. They got to bowl her a little bit just between wicket and wicket, a little change of pace, because I think that she's going to have a handful with our good friend, Sugrim.
Yeah.
Sugrim has been very crafty so far in her spell. Not Zubi, in fact, it's Mangrove who is now come on there, down the onside, and Zafar being able to pick up one as that rushed out to the deep backward square leg fielder. Zafar has a lot of work to do. She goes to 27 from 35. The score is 73 for 73. Khan comes back into strike. And it is Nahida Khan waits for Mango. And she's trying something different. Bang on target. Can't score there. That is good. The most important thing is that Stephanie Sugrim kept her composure.
Yeah, I mean,
Khan was trying something different there.
they've really rested back control here, the bowlers. Bar Sherry Fraser.
Sherry and
Fraser, yeah.
Down the onside, looking for a ball. The pressure mounting here on Pakistan A team. It is a good contest. That's why it's called T20. Game on here. Mangroves 1 for 6. She's into a second over. 73 for 3. Khan is 2. Zafar is 27. And she's driving. Can't score. Who's in the way? Kiana Joseph. The West Indian senior team upstairs in the balcony. They're shouting away for the West Indies A team. All sorts of encouragement coming out from the West Indies senior team in the VIP lounge area. 73 for 3. Khan is 2. Manju's been impressive so far. She's whipping this Khan down to long on, picking up an easy single. That's okay. The pressure is mounting. The Mangrove's really been in control. Coaches Robert Samuels, Courtney Wall, Steve Liebert, they'll be very much impressed with what they've seen so far.
Bowling really well in partnerships here as well. Schultz and Mangrove with real good control.
Cowie Collymore himself. Here comes Mangrove. He comes in now to bowl to Zafir. Zafir is down the onside, and she just gave that one away, giving away a wide. Don't need to try anything. Just bowl wicket and wicket. But there's a learning experience for her. This is going to go right down to the wire. In fact, mind me, I'll tell you something. West Indies A will win by 5 runs.
You're a fortune teller now, but hey.
Mangrove comes in now to bowl to Schultz. Schultz is having a slug at this one. Down to long on again. They're going to restrict her to 1 run. That's a good, powerful turn return right there. And she's just been hit a little bit on her foot. She's okay, Mangrove. She's running that one out.
Buzzing around still.
So 76 for 3. Over number 16 completed. Marley Richards. Zafar is 28 of 36. Khan is 3 from 8. The target is 97.
Yeah.
97 is the target. This is going to be dicey.
I just commented on the bowling partnership of Schultz and Mangrove. They've done really well here to bring the West Indies right back into the game in terms of curbing the run rate. And it looked like Schultz was going to be brought out, but she's brought back into the attack here. It looked like someone else was going to bowl, but
Schultz has to complete her spell, Mali.
She must do.
She has to complete her spell.
Yeah,
she's the one who's been very, very, very tricky so far with her bowling options.
That's why I was surprised to see possibly someone else come onto board, but I think Boyce has made the right decision to keep her on here.
Who is going to be important, Mali, is going to be Gajnabi. She's got an important 2 over spell to come up.
Sugrim as well.
Yes.
Still got 2 overs up.
Yeah. So Boyce has got some options. 77 for 3. They've taken Zafir off strike. Full toss right there. Who's gonna catch that? Oh, it didn't go down to Gajnabi. Oh, it's gone to Gajnabi. She lapsed for a moment, and she's one of the better fielders. What happened there? A lapse in concentration, and she puts her hand up and apologizes and takes her responsibility. Just took her eyes off of the ball right there, and Mali, it's almost like a cardinal sin. The pressure is just eased back on the West Indies right now from that boundary. Bad miss there from Schultz and for Gajnabi. Here is Khan driving in the air into cover, putting the pressure back on the West Indies. They just need a wicket, Mali. Once they can get a wicket, Mali, they're back in this game here still.
Yeah, Gajnabi just too casual there. At this stage of the game, you can't afford to be that casual. You got to get to the balls quickly as you can, and get them back into the bowler or the wicket keeper. And to give away 4 runs when Pakistan were actually struggling to score is hard to take.
82 for 3. Here is and a sitter dropped. The West Indies almost for a moment there, Mali. Rashida Williams dropped a sitter at cover.
Yeah, we're seeing the differences. Like I was saying earlier, Pakistan seem to be just slightly ahead of this West Indian A team in terms of their development, in terms of being in these game situations. A lot of their players have played international cricket, whereas a lot of these West Indian players are making their way for the first time. But it doesn't excuse putting down easy catches or misfielding balls that come straight to you.
Schultz down the onside, swept away. They'll go all the way for 4. No need to chase that one. Mangro will run for all her worth. And the West Indies, they've just dropped their heads there. Drop catch, a missed boundary. And Schultz, what a spell. Her figures have just been completely spoiled, Mali.
Yeah.
After really putting the pressure on the Pakistani team.
And that's what can happen when you don't take your chances, or you're just a little lax in the field. In those last 3 deliveries gave away 9 runs. I think Pakistan struggled to score 9 runs in the last 3 or 4 overs put together. So it just shows you how one mistake can really, really affect the overall plan.
Khan is 8, Zafir is 33. Here is Zafir just staying this down to short third man, picking up a single, and the score goes up to 87 for 3 at the completion of over number 17. Coach Steve Leibert, the fielding coach, will be very maybe disappointed because they would know that, and I think they would have to pay a kitty, Rashada Williams and Kiana Joseph, and they maybe might be worrying too much about that. You could see the body language of Rashada Williams because she knows that, hey, I should have taken that. She's still worrying about it, Mali.
Yeah, she's got to shake it off though. You can't really carry it's already gone. She's got to shake that off and look forward to the next delivery or the next ball coming her way. And she's got to want that ball to come her way and look to rectify her past mistake.
Now, this is what has to happen. Somebody has to come in, Kiana Joseph, and bowl a very, very, very tight over. That is going to be critical. And in fact, if I was Renisa Boyce, I would start to maybe just have one sweeper out, Mali, on either side, and the fielder, even at short mid-wicket, needs to go back a little bit so she can give herself a little bit room.
Seems like you're really trying to win this fight tomorrow. Really.
I'm certainly. I'm working on it, Mali. 87 for 3, 17 overs gone. The target is 97. Kiana Joseph, she's bowled 2 overs before this, not for 8. Starts, comes in from the Sir Andy Robertson, in now to bowl to Zafar. Zafar back and punching that out to the sweeper, and we'll only get 1 run because for sure Khan was not interested. But Zafar feels that it's time to maybe just end this game and not make it so close, because she certainly does not want me to win the fight tomorrow from Mali. She goes to 35 from 41, and Nahida Khan comes into strike. Joseph comes in now to bowl to Khan. Khan is back and steering this. Khan score. Rashida Williams there at short third man is still worrying about it. Her body language, man.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of her body language at this point in time. She's on a world stage now. This is international cricket now, and she's gotta act.
Shake out of that. In the meantime, here is a flatter, faster delivery by Kiana Joseph. So Mali, the pressure just mounting back a little bit. Just pull to Khan a little bit more there. I would like to see Kiana Joseph just fire that ball in, her arm ball, and just trap fan like before. There will be curtains here at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. She pulled that one down. They're looking for a single. Somebody could be in trouble. Oh, she threw to the wrong end.
So grim.
So Grim just losing it for a little while right there. And West Indies fighting back still. 89 for 3.
I didn't really get to hear a call of bowler though. You didn't hear it. You know, we've got the stump mics out there. We're hearing things, but you didn't really hear anyone shout to her and say, you know, bowler. Yeah. All these little things are things that this team will learn as it goes along.
Kiana Josephine out about to Zafar. Zafar driving down the ground, picking up an easy single. She's been the mainstay here. Zafar is the one that got dropped by Kiana Joseph, right? But Mali?
Yeah, and that's a big drop, massive drop. Zafar is the one who's actually carried this innings along.
36 from 42. She's been the anchor. Josephine now to bowl to oh, that's a good delivery right there. Not tight enough in the 30-yard circle there. And Pakistan sneak another single right there.
Singles are good enough to do it now, Vern. I think the previous over allowed the pressure to be relieved from a West Indian perspective. From a Pakistan perspective, yeah, they think that they can win this game pretty easily from here now. Just 6 runs to get.
I can say that you have won the Vitamal, so I have to try
not
and see
quite,
if I can...
Not yet.
No, you have. I concede. I don't see a miracle happening right now. You're talking about 12 balls and 6 singles.
Right. But you did say may make it to the last over, so you're still in with a shot, man.
Well, Gajnabi will have to come and bowl a tight over here to make something out of it, and to maybe make up. She'll maybe have to pick up a hat trick.
Yep.
And get herself sorted out.
Make up for that misfield that went for 4.
Yeah. But it's day one, and I don't think that the West Indies A team should feel anywhere about this.
Nope.
It's their first game. It's their first outing. And they would just have to be able to just understand that they will learn from this and come back on Friday knowing very well Friday knowing that they're going to come up with something spectacular. They've now got a run out because normally you want a run out. So once you get a run out, then you know in terms of what is going to be happening. Here comes Gajnabi is in now to bowl to Khan, who is just steering this. That's a beautiful piece of fielding right there.
Mangro again.
Mangro in the mix.
Some live wires in the field. Sugrim and Mangro in particular are quite good around the field. Gajnabi here is going to come in and bowl her little cutters and look to restrict these Pakistani batsmen as much as she can. But like you said, it's development, Vern, and what we've seen a lot of positives from this West Indian A team.
92 for 3. Alongside Mali Richards, Zafir is on 36, is into strike. She's back and turning this one there. They should not get a single there, short fine leg Mali. But gotta be tighter.
But they do, and it's
a leg by.
It's something we see in men's cricket as well. A lot of singles down to that area when you think possibly it shouldn't be. So it's just good cricket by the Pakistanis.
They need 5 runs. We're into over number 19. Score 4, in fact, now 93 for 3. Gajnabi in now to bowl to Khan sneaking a single out to point. I think she'll be run out. Do I have my eyes on right, Mali? Did she make it?
She looked late from our vantage point.
She did look late, and I thought that she was a goner. But it looked as if she made it.
Quite easily.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked like the dive looked a little late from here, but
Mango seems to be a little bit disappointed, as if umpire, she made it. But boys has been having a torrid time here. Real torrid time. She's had to work today.
Yeah.
Open the batting, wicket keeping, captain the team. She's had a good workout today. So good afternoon to Henderson Springer, her coach in Barbados. 94 for 3. The target is 97. Gajnabi, maybe still her body language still maybe worrying about the boundary that she gave away there. Maybe know that could have been the difference in the game. Pitched up and drive, and she drops the ball on court now. Oh, that was hit back fiercely.
I'd say
by Zafar.
She saved 4 runs, in my opinion. That was hit back viciously, and she got her hand to it. That would have been the game right there, Vern. She didn't get her hand to that one.
Certainly.
So you're still in with a vital chance?
No chance at all, man. No? I wouldn't even bother trying to contest this one. 94 for 3. The West Indies fighting back here. What can happen here? Kajnabi in out. The boat is off here. Down the outside. That looks like game, set, match. Is it Wimbledon?
Yep.
It goes across the boundary, hits the Betway sign right now. And the West Indies A team have lost their first game against the Pakistan A team. Zafar with a boundary remains not out on 40 from 45 deliveries. Khan and Nahida Khan. The celebrations, they come up, they congratulate each other. And I don't think the West Indies team needs to feel anywhere about their performance. Pakistan, 98 for 3 of 18.5 overs. I lost my vitamin to Mali Richards, but it was a game of, where most of these West Indian players had an opportunity, especially the A team and the Pakistan A team, to come out and really show their mettle. This has been a spirited performance and a spirited comeback here so far. And good for world cricket, good for West Indies cricket, good for Pakistan cricket, and we had a good outing. I think the second game is going to be a thriller.
Yeah, and it's good for these teams to get a run out. It's a start, especially from the West Indies perspective. It's a start here, and there are a lot of positives that they can build from going forward.
So let's look at the scorecard, Mali. Sohail was LBW to Sogrim for 21. It seems that they've just pulled it down for me very quickly, so we'll wait. I have to maybe just quickly go to my computer. Once it comes up on my screen, then I'll be able to just give the folks. So if you're wondering what's happening here and you're listening to us via the West Indies YouTube channel, Pakistan A team have just defeated the West Indies A team in the first game of the CG Insurance T20 series. It's game 1. The second game starts at 2 o'clock. And I could tell you that it's going to be a thriller in terms of what's going to be happening. They defeated them by 7 wickets. And Zafar made the entire difference, Mali. She would have been able to be the one who would have contributed 40 not out. And just to let the folks know, just to remind you, if you're thinking about coming out and supporting the West Indies A team and the Pakistan A team, you have to be fully vaccinated. You have to be fully vaccinated. Tickets are available here at the ticket booth at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium for $10. 10 easy dollars. That's all you pay to come and see international cricket. Come and see DeAndre Dottin and company turn out here. Fans will need to bring their vaccination documentation and national ID to be validated by the Ministry of Health. And, if we're organizing a crew, if you're listening to us right now, you can also bring your coolers in, but without glass bottles or any metal objects or cutlery. If you're overseas, then you also would know too that the CG Insurance T20 series, all our voices will be going to Flow Sports in the Caribbean, as well as to the fan code in India. So that in itself is going to be very, very important. So make sure that you follow and you support West Indies cricket in a very big way. And just to bring up the scorecard, Pakistan, the target was 97. They reached 98 for 3 of 18.5 overs. Sohail was LBW to Sogrim for 21. Zafar not out 40 from 45 deliveries. Imtiaz caught Mangro, Bull Schultz for 6. Nawaz was caught Boyce, wicketkeeper Boyce, the captain, Bull Mangro without scoring. And Naheem Khan, not Naheem, I think it would have been Nahida Khan, not out 12 from 16. Extras, Mali talked about it. It was some 19 extras. That's the difference in terms of making this game even a little bit more closer and taking place in the CG Pakistan Women's A team.
Did Pakistan only give away 2 extras in their innings?
Only 2 extras.
Only 2 extras. Massive difference there.
Yeah, only 2 extras.
17 runs.
Yeah, only 2 extras. So we got to be able to make sure that we get that sorted out in terms of what's going to be happening. So that's the difference there. The extras was 19. The bowling figures for the West Indies. Sherry and Fraser, 2 overs, 18 runs, no wickets. Kanisha Isaac, 1 over for 8 runs. Then we had Quiana Joseph, 3 overs for 12 runs, no wickets. Then we would have had Shakiba Gajnabi. She would have bowled 2.5 overs, 10 runs, no wickets. Our good friend Mali. We can't talk about her, right? Stephanie Sogrim. Yes, 3 overs, Sogrim. 11 runs, 1 wicket. Bruce bowled 1 over for 10 runs. and the main bowler who we have to give some credit, and we got to pay attention to her, Kaisha Salts.
Yeah.
She bowled some 4 overs, 18 runs, 1 wicket, and the
Highly
live wire.
skilled as well.
Very highly skilled.
Yeah.
Mandy Mangro, 2 overs, 9 runs, 1 wicket. The dot ball percentage, Mali, as compared to 57 dot balls we've seen in terms of the 29-40. Not bad, Mali.
Yeah.
40.
I mean, it would
52.
always be tough to really restrict them to
58 dot balls by the
yeah.
Pakistanis.
Yeah.
It's just that the extras would have maybe made the difference.
Yep. And the score only being 98, you know, chasing a score of 98.
Pakistan lost their first wicket at 40, 63 the second, and the third 67. And like Mali said, the extras there been 19. Man of the match would have been going to our good friend Zafar, who would have made the difference. And so we hope now for the next game now that is we get ourselves organized. So the stage is set. We've started the CG Insurance T20 series. We only had 2 breaks during the process. West Indies A losing their first game to the Pakistan A team. We'll get ready to be able to get some lunch, and then we'll be back with you at 10 minutes. 10 minutes to 2. 10 to 2. That is 1:50 in the Eastern Caribbean, 12:50 in Jamaica. We'll be back with you. And the news is Pakistan A team have won the first game over the West Indies. On behalf of my team today, and Sylvester Bouncing Joseph and Malachi Richards, we'll take a break, get some lunch. We also have to thank the production crew who've done an excellent job here so far to be able to make sure they've pulled up all the cameras. ABS, where's my good friend? Is he there? Yes, he's there with me still, sorting himself out. We thank everyone. We'll be back 10 minutes to 2, giving you a complete update in terms of what's going to happen in the second game. I'm Vernon Springer, signing out and saying thanks very much for joining West Indies Cricket in the CG Insurance T20 series.